Experience.
That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings. Smash a like, sub to the channel, and if you want more of this in your life, I highly recommend that you subscribe, rate, and review to the CUST Corner exclusive audio podcast feed to catch up on all your favorites. But for now, another edition of CUST Corner.
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner.
There's a lot of things we could discuss.
Oh.
I mean, we could talk about the hurricane, but I don't have a whole lot interesting to say. I mean, like, I got incredibly lucky. I didn't have a power loss for very long. And there are people in the region who were devastated, and I was very fortunate that I wasn't in that circumstance, and I feel deeply for those who are. I mean, so we could talk about like going through the hurricane, but something that I kind of want to talk about something that's a lighter item, but something that's been bothering me, and like this shouldn't bother me. I shouldn't let this affect me, but I can't help it. It makes me feel bad. There's a lot of apps these days, if you're ordering like from fast food in particular, there's a lot of apps with deals that say two can dine for this amount of money. And like that insists or suggests or basically forces me to believe that it has to be two people who are eating it. But like two can dine, but one will eat. I don't think it's I actually am like, it hurts my feelings when they're like, oh, the 2 Big Macs, 2 medium fries, 2 Diet Cokes, that's for 2 people. Well, no, it's not. It's for me if I want it. If I haven't eaten all day. Okay, look, yeah, I know it's like 70% of your calorie intake for the day probably. It's not great. But like if you haven't eaten all day and that's going to be your supper, like don't say like I don't want to have to at the box say, yeah, I'm going to have the 2 can dine for $13.95 order, or if you go to another fast food restaurant where they also have the 2 can dine for, like to make me verbalize it makes me feel awful because like you're judging me that, oh, well, you should only, but I mean, you go to McDonald's, most people get more than 1 burger. I know people, in fact, there are people who listen to this show who, like, we all know them, that will get 2 Diet Cokes or 2 root beers. On
Who do you know that gets 2 Diet Cokes?
Particularly during like Monopoly season.
So you're talking about you.
So this whole thing about 2 can dine for this, or 2 for the price of 1. Like I find it hurtful to my feelings because like there's a lot of us out there for whom 2 could dine, but 1 will eat, not 2.
I like that.
It bothers me a lot.
It is the part that bothers you and makes you feel bad is verbalizing that to a person who doesn't care, not actually ingesting all that food. You must have guts of steel, pal.
Well, it's like I said, if you haven't eaten all day and that's your supper, right? I mean, whatever, right? Like it's not unusual for people to go to a fast food restaurant, and like there's deals all the time, like 2 Whoppers for this, 2 teen burgers for this. Like it's very common to get 2 sandwiches. And, what's the difference between having 2 sandwiches and then 2 sides and 2? Like it's quite common for people to do that. So I don't understand why I need to verbalize and say, "Oh, I'll get the 2 can eat for $13.50 deal, please." When like I don't want to have to lie to the box either, because like 2 is not going to dine. 1 is going to dine. Don't like you just say it's 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these for this price. Don't judge. Don't preconceive who's going to eat what, because you don't know. Okay, you just don't know, and like it makes me feel extraordinarily self-conscious when I come across this, and I shouldn't have to deal with that. Like I'm a customer who's paying, and it makes me. It's not the biggest thing in the world. I know there's a lot bigger things to worry about, but like. It just gets my goat. It just bothers me, and I think it should stop.
Fucking love you.
I have no response to this. Is just pure insane. You thought you were gonna win a custy, Jeff? Nope, wrong.
Really? So you two have never gone to McDonald's or Burger King or Dairy Queen or wherever, or Harvey's, and gotten 2 burgers? That's really strange.
I've gotten it, but I've never felt bad about verbalizing it. Or tapping it into the app, be it the McDonald's app or a food delivery app. Like I don't understand.
It's the whole 2 can dine thing. It's assuming
you did this
that it's for 2 people.
Ago, where you complained in a CUST Corner about how you're offended when an item has serving
serving sizes. Those are
Lord.
outrageous as well. How outrageous. How dare you assume what a serving is? What serving for me is and what a serving for someone who's 5'4" and 120 pounds are two separate things. My serving and their serving aren't the same servings. Who are you to tell me what a serving is? But like, that's different here. It's just like, I feel like it makes a person, it just does, and I can't be the only one, who's made to feel very self-conscious.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe you should feel maybe you're feeling self-conscious about it because you know you shouldn't be eating fucking 3,000 calories of McDonald's in one sitting.
Look, like people get hungry, and these are good deals, and if you haven't eaten all day,
why are you not? What are you doing that you're not eating all day?
Sometimes you're just busy, or you're just doing stuff.
Really?
You don't think about
how
it,
busy do you get that you don't eat?
Sometimes I intentionally fast until supper time, or I just don't think to eat, or I just have coffee, or I'm not hungry because I work better on an empty stomach or something.
You think you work better on an empty stomach?
I always find I work better, I play golf better, I do a lot of things better on an empty stomach. I find it concentrates my mind.
Do you think that it's the empty stomach or the food that you constantly ingest just make you feel like shit all the time, and that's
I have
why
no
you might
idea.
not perform that way?
I don't know.
What was this deal? It was 2 fries, 2 Cokes, 2 Big Macs, and what?
Yeah, that was the deal.
It's like 2 combos for like.
Yeah, it was like 2 Big Mac combos or like 2 Teen Burger combos or whatever. Like they have them all the time, but it's just
you actually think the majority of people who get these are eating for one?
I don't know if the majority
but
I bet you there's a lot of people.
No, the vast majority of people that use those coupons are literally dining for 2.
Or buying food for
kids.
Oh,
great. So now, this only makes me feel worse about myself.
Well, Paul has
great. That's what the objective is.
Paul has a question.
More of a statement. I think the real problem that we have with all of this is that you're victimizing yourself in the process. Like, stop being a snowflake and just accept the fact that you're eating 2 people's meals.
Yeah.
Like, I've bought those meals before.
Who are they to say?
I didn't victimize myself. I knew what I was getting myself into.
No, it's not 2 people's meals. Stop that. Stop saying it's 2 people's meals. It's one person's meals if I'm eating it all. It's just one meal then. It's not 2 people's meals. Don't judge.
No one's judging it. You're the one who's judging yourself for it.
I'm being judged. You literally judged seconds ago by saying, well, you shouldn't be eating all that food. Shouldn't be. Judging. You
think like the 17-year-old working at McDonald's who hands you a bag thinks to himself, there goes that fuck eating 2 meals for one? Or he's just literally tossing you the bag because you're one of 1,000 people he's got to stare at and hand a bag to.
I'm sure.
Who's judging you? Who's judging you?
I feel like I'm being judged.
You're judging. You are judging yourself.
I'm being forced to be
judge
ashamed.
yourself.
How about this? How about this? When next time you want to go eat 2 meals instead of 1, instead of doing the 2
meals,
instead of doing the 2 for 1, because as Paul said, you're a giant snowflake.
Stop calling it that.
Okay, then you can stop calling it as well. Just order 2 fucking combos.
Well, yeah, I have no problem saying I'll have number 1 combo.
Just do
double
that
it up,
instead.
please.
Okay, go up
that's not what the deal
go up
is.
to the counter. This is what you should do. Go up to the counter. I'm gonna have this 2 for 1, and I'll have this, and my wife wants that.
No,
so
I'm not gonna
judge
lie.
you.
I'm not gonna lie to the box or lie to the cashier. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you think the box is judging you, so lie to it.
I don't want to lie. I want to be. I'm just saying. And it's really not a big deal. I appreciate it's not that important. But there's no need to say 2 can dine when clearly, in many instances, 1 alone is going to dine.
You're the outlier.
I'm not so sure that I am.
You don't think they have market research? It's freaking McDonald's.
I wish that if this were the Thursday show, we could ask Cam. Because I bet you Cam would be on my side.
Yeah, that's not a good situation to be in, Tim. And not anymore. Cam's like thin and trim now.
Good. Oh, good for him. Good for him.
Hold on a second. Just because, you're right. There is guys, 15 to maybe 40, should probably start well before 40, are maybe prone to be able to eat 2 McDonald's meals. But that's
Stop
the
calling them 2 meals. It's 1 meal.
It's 2 combos, man.
Do you get them supersized too?
No, that's not the way the deal works.
And why don't you just get 1
And
meal?
You gotta order it.
You're doing this right
It bothers
before
me.
Monopoly. Like, you should be feeling hyped about getting double the combo.
Tim said he's not playing
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Yeah, he's not playing Monopoly this year, although he sent us a text thread of like 8 separate things on this McDonald's website he was doing about the tips on how to win at McDonald's Monopoly. You know what the number one tip, Jeff, is play it early because that's when all the winners come, according to McDonald's website.
It said play early and often to maximize your chances of winning, which seems like sound advice. I'm not planning to really play much this year. I mean, I'm really going to discipline myself. I'll get the odd coffee, or if I get the odd
you
sandwich.
sound pretty disciplined that you're crying about the deal for 2.
Well, I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying about it. I'm just saying when I see that 2 can dine, I feel extraordinarily self-conscious about that, and I shouldn't feel that.
But it also doesn't say that 1 can't dine, but it says that 2 can dine.
Yeah, well...
So you're, again, being a main character, just making it about yourself.
Not about myself. I'm just... The way it reads to me makes me feel bad about myself.
Well, I don't want you to
and
feel
I can't
bad
be the only... And I can't... No, it's not main character syndrome. This is not about me.
No,
it
is about you.
I'm giving voice to that silent amount of people who feel the exact same way and don't want to be judged in that way.
Judged by
who?
Oh my God! You're talking into a box at a drive-through,
or ordering from an app.
Like artificial intelligence is judging you.
No, it's forcing me to judge myself in a way that I shouldn't have to.
So are you
saying just tell yourself that you did laundry today and you earned that extra combo?
And maybe I did.
Well, what if you just woke up in the morning? Then you earned it for yourself, and it is reward for what you're trying to do. I like that McDonald's is asking you the hard-hitting, personal questions these days.
It's not asking me that, and it's not just them. It's all kinds of places.
I almost wish we left your rant like without a reply, because it was amazing. It was incredible, Tim.
Paul, you had something else to say?
I was just gonna say that they probably have it as 2 can dine because it's like illegal to advertise it as 1 meal based on the number of calories. It's probably over 2,000 calories, which you can't really advertise as being a meal for 1 person.
You doubt it's that many. It's 2 sets of fries, 2 Big Macs, and 2 sodas.
Yeah, but the Diet Cokes have 0 calories.
Yeah, but they don't
wipe those out.
They don't put it in as Diet Coke. They put it in as Coke.
But if we're putting it in as Diet Coke, which is an option that's available, or Sprite Zero, or whatever else you're getting.
They can't advertise it that way, Tim.
Well, sure they can. When you look at the McDonald's boards,
here, I don't.
They provide a range of calories.
I'm Tim, Jeff.
I'm the expert here.
I don't know how any of this works, but let me tell you how it works.
But no, they provide a range of calories, and that range of calories actually hinges upon which.
No, I understand that, but they can't advertise to the low end. They have to advertise by regulation to the high end.
I think they just have to provide both the low end and the high.
They have to provide that, but if they're going to advertise it, if let's say Paul is correct and it go over a serving limit of what is recommended by doctors and such, that you have to advertise to the high end because people can get that. They don't. If you advertise to the low end, then you're just tricking people into what it might actually could be double that for all we know. Let's say you get Diet Coke and you don't get cheese on your burger. I mean, I don't know even what you're doing going to McDonald's then in the first place. If you're gonna go all in if you're gonna do it and you order 2 meals for 1 person. But what if you end up just, hey, I want 8 barbecue sauce with it? Well, 8 barbecue sauce is 300 calories if that's what you're adding to it too.
Sure. I'm not quite sure I know what point you're making here, though.
The point is that when they advertise it and say that it has to be for 2, if there is a regulation, they have to advertise to the maximum amount of calories. Therefore, they cannot say it is for 1 person because that's too many calories for 1 person.
Well, then they don't have to say it's for 1 person either. They can just say 2 burgers, 2 fries, 2 pops for this price.
Yeah, but
then nobody feels shame.
It's also marketing, Tim, that hey, here you can dine for 2 for this price. And I'd look at my wife and be like, hey, that's pretty good. We can get a meal each for $15. That's awesome.
See, I look at that and go, oh boy, I feel bad about this.
Feel like that says a lot about you then.
I want 2 Big Macs. I want 2 fries. Then
go get 2 Big Macs and 2 fries.
No, I'm not going to because I've been shamed out of it. So no, I won't.
Shamed by who? You?
By everything. Fine.
No, you've only shamed yourself.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to play Monopoly. I'll be miserable for an entire month, and I won't play. and I'll just read all the stories online and on the boards about all the people who are winning and all the hot places they're getting tokens and the prizes and how much fun it is this year. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to self-deny myself this genuine joy of a month, but I'm going to do it
Then
just to
here's
prove
the
to
tip.
everybody.
I got to give you a tip because once Monopoly starts, they end with the coups.
Yeah, for that month. Oh yeah, they certainly do.
They don't hook two condines during Monopoly. Like there are no good coupons during Monopoly season, so you better get your 2 condines in now. And I'm envisioning a Sunday show where Pat's just like ripping and burning Monopolies.
You know what? Doesn't bother me. I'm going to show strength.
You really spoiled what I was about to do for next week, Jeff.
He doesn't have the guts. To be perfectly honest, he doesn't have the guts.
I won't even look at the fucking stickers before I burn them, Tim.
Fine, don't.
I'll rip them off and just light them on fire in front of you.
You don't have the guts to do it.
So next week is Jets, Dolphins, and that. Oh, that could win an Emmy.
When does it start? McDonald's Monopoly.
It's supposed to. Well, they aren't being as clear about it as they should be, but I believe it should start next Tuesday, which is the 4th of October.
So we'll do this show next Tuesday, and then we'll be able to talk to Gary about all this stuff on the following Sunday.
Yes, I guess so, and how I've been so well behaved.
Do whatever you want, man.
No, I don't. Well, no. I am going to act ascetically and deny myself all this joy. I'm going to do it.
Okay. No one's
the greater
making you.
good. Well, no. In the end, I have to make myself. But
What if Jeff and I combine? We give you $1,000 to spend on Monopoly.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying
no. But you have to give it all back. But it's like Brewster's Millions. If you don't spend it all, you got to give it back.
Oh, look, I'll have no issue spending
it. You got to eat the food too.
Well, I mean, I don't think I need to eat it all.
Yeah, as a part of this, if we're giving you the $1,000, you got to eat all the fucking food.
No, you can't just get the meal and then toss out the meal. You have to make an
effort. You have to give it to somebody.
Finish the sandwich, but you got to make a concerted effort. Like I'm eating this thing.
I can't just give it away to people.
No.
Grab the sticks.
Grab the sticks.
You know what I mean?
Is that code for pull your stickers?
Of course it is. You know how it is. No, I shouldn't even talk about it. It just makes me Jones to want to play, and I'm not going to play. I'm going to behave myself. But this 2 condine thing just really burned me.
This only turns out one way, Jeff. Think about this is the extent of gambling that Tim likes to do, pulling McDonald's Monopoly stickers. Wait until he discovers slot machines in 10 years. The guy's going to lose all of his money.
Tim,
I like slots. They're kind of fun.
I don't believe him for a second. I don't think he's got the willpower. Tim will sit there eating his McDonald's and he'll spend the entire meal, Pat, staring down the senior citizen couple on the other side of the restaurant, wondering if they know they've got stickers. Are they going to pull them? Are they going to throw them in the trash? He's consumed.
That was me in the past. Absolutely. That is word for word, beat for beat, exactly what would happen. I would eyeball around the store to see who's got basically just money attached to their coffee cup that they're going to toss. And can I get it? Can I acquire it if they're not playing? But that was an old me. This is a new me who doesn't play a game that brings joy to millions. And
your retirement won't even last as long as Brady's.
Maybe
I have visions of my retirement of being that 88-year-old man who goes to the same McDonald's every single day and gets the same order in the same chair every single day.
I don't want to be the one to break the bad news for you, but if you're eating meals for 2, you're not making it to 88.
Well, again, you keep calling them meals for 2. I reject that premise.
I'll order that for us for the Sunday show. We'll dine for 2. Me and you will split a meal.
Well, but we'll have a guest, and that guest will have to have some too.
All right, then, yeah, we can make it for 3 then. There's enough food for 3 people.
I'm sure there is.
So
you understood my point,
there's
though,
enough
right?
food for 3
that you
people,
can understand
but
how
not enough for you.
No.
It's kind of presumptive for
No,
companies.
it's not.
don't
It's just
understand
you're a
your
fucking
point.
sad sack, and you shouldn't be eating it, and it's making you feel
See?
bad
Judging.
because you want
Judging.
it. You're judging yourself because you shouldn't
Paul
have
nailed it. Yeah, you bully yourself. Like no one is judging you. You've created the situation where you're grossly overeating, so therefore you kind of feel bad about it. And I say that as a big guy. I've been there.
Anyway, my general point stands.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't have a better topic for this week, but it's just something that occurred to me.
Jeff, do you think that Tim is stressed because Monopoly started today and he said that he's not going to do it? And I think he's already lied to us to say that he wasn't.
No,
gonna
I haven't gone. I haven't gone. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it since midnight. I'm not even lying to you. It hit 12:01 because I'm up late watching that Monday Night Football game, and it hits 12:01 on my clock, and I haven't stopped thinking about it for a moment since it happened. It's like it's eating away at me. It's devouring me. But I haven't gone. But that could explain why I'm feeling so agitated, because like I'm going through the withdrawal or something, because I'm not going and I haven't gone. And it's making me very upset.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Like why you just came in kind of really defensive when no one put you in it, and then tried to pin me in a corner about the Chargers when you were the one that brought them up, not even myself. So yeah, that makes sense. And I don't know, I was able to responsibly go to today.
Is that a 2-for-1?
Look at me, just showered in pulls, Tim.
And check this out. I got some too.
Oh man,
I got some fresh stickers as well that we can pull. Should we do a break?
Pat, should we even pull them? Like, they
oh
don't
no,
mean anything to me.
They don't.
Like,
they don't
care about them.
You know what? They don't mean anything to me. Tim, do you want these stickers?
I mean, if they're instant wins, like you should check to see if they're instant wins.
Let's see. Let's see if I can give them a pull here. All right, there's one. There's two.
They come off very easily.
Yeah, they do. So I don't know what they are. I can't see them as of yet. You can see what they are right there, right?
One is like a purpley blue, and one looks like it's a pale blue.
I don't need to look
don't
at
you
those,
dare.
do I?
Don't you dare.
I don't ever need to look at those.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. This is cruel. Yes. Don't. Don't. All right. You know what? Don't. I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm not going to let this bother me. You go ahead. You do this. This is terrible radio for anybody who's listening to the podcast. This is terrible radio.
Is that Boardwalk?
It's probably Boardwalk. Who knows?
No, it's not Boardwalk. They have new pieces. I was looking at the board online. People are already claiming some of the prizes. Online, you can track to see which prizes have already been claimed. It's bothering. And then I make this little funny observation on the Twitters today about what someone said to me in the drive-through line. And you people have zero faith in me. You all jump down my throat and accuse me of having gone to McDonald's. I haven't even done it. I went to another place today, for heaven's sake. But of course, that's what the type of credit I get from you people, is that you assume I have absolutely zero ability. You just start presuming that I got this.
You're making a big mistake, because as a friend, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have the willpower to resist, and you can't start late because your local McDonald's is going to run out of packaging. So if you start late, you're going to hit the.
I have been thinking about it all.
So you got to get in there, man. If you start you don't have the willpower. Just admit that you're going to eventually cave in, and then starting late, you'll hate that you started late in 4 days.
It's killing me today.
This could be your year.
People were already winning. I was looking at that online.
Many people were saying this is your year already, and you're not even playing.
I couldn't even see what pieces you set on fire. And what if it was a rare piece? You just could have set a lot of money on fire. So was that? It could have been a $50,000 winner or something.
$50,000 SEO.
There we go. You know what? We'll never know.
Well, Jeff has some. What'd you win, Jeff?
I don't know. I pulled the cup. Nothing. I don't know. Montreal Airport.
Okay.
Miles Canyon.
Okay, save those. I don't have any right now because I haven't been playing. I'm thinking about it.
Save them for who?
Well, just in case, you might as well. You might as well play. I always thought it could be a family
I'm collecting
thing you could do
them.
with your family.
You can save them for me
have
there,
a family
Jeff.
board.
Okay.
It's a family activity, is it? McDonald's stickers?
Oh my god. I did not want to come in here in a foul mood or get upset, and I feel like I've come in here in a foul mood and have gotten upset.
And Tim, can I give you a hint? At least for this week, and I think this is how they plan on suckering people in. The coupons are active.
Oh, you mean
Like
I
there's
could
some
do
really
the-
good
the-
coupons that will get you game pieces, but I swear those are just to get your appetite wet. Because next week, I don't think they're going to give you any coops because they like you playing the games.
thought about that. There are some like 2 meal thingies.
Yeah, oh, the 2 can dines or for 1 can dine, or God forbid, Tim, you have to go up there and ask for a family bundle for yourself.
Oh, as the 20 packs have the 4 stickers on them. Okay, so I will try to make it a mini one because we sort of went on at length a couple of different times earlier. Something I saw last night again on TV and it reminded me of something I've always wanted to do. And I'm wondering, A, can I do this? And B, do you need to take a course to do this? I've always wanted to be a bingo caller. I think that would be a lot of fun. I would love to be the guy who stands up there and takes the ball out of the cage or the air that pops it up and like yells the call number out and then goes down and checks out the card, make sure that someone doesn't yell a bad bang. And like, I think that would be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a really but do you have to take a course, do you think, to be a bingo caller?
Of course.
How do you get into the bingo calling world? Like, not even just bingo, like Thursday afternoon, at a retirement facility, but I'm talking about like Better Call Saul style. I'm talking like the competitive bingo that like people play routinely. Like, do you have to like? Is there something special you need to do to like get your speed up to a certain level, get your diction to a certain point before they'll let you like call the big games? I really think I'd be a good bingo caller. I'd take it seriously. I'm sure there's lots of tricks and tips and skills that you need to master in order to be a very good bingo caller at the highest level. I'm just wondering, do you think I could do it? And what do you think it takes to be a bingo caller?
Well,
you got to do your reps like at retirement homes in the afternoon to get a name for yourself as a bingo caller, or can you get to the big leagues right away?
I think you can get to the big leagues right away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the big leagues of bingo. Is there a World Series of bingo?
I don't know, but I'm sure in every city, like in this city, like there were like competitive bingo games with large amount of people who go who take it real serious.
See, that's why I don't think that you could ever be a bingo caller. I think you would have no problems checking the cards, pulling out the balls, or reading off the balls, whatever it might be. You would not be able to deal with the intense low-life people that go to these bingo halls and how mad they would get if you didn't call I-17. I had I-17. Go fuck yourself. You've seen these people.
See, I don't know what that reaction would be. I feel like there's a respect given to the bingo caller.
No, not unless you're helping them win. You helping them lose, they'll be waiting for you outside.
The bingo caller is the same guy that runs the goddamn snack bar. Like, what do you think this is?
That is not true. I mean, your question could have been answered by, as we always say, a Google search. So here's one. How to maintain call speed consistency with bingo, Tim. In a live bingo game, it is most desirable that the bingo caller should be well experienced in calling the numbers properly and clearly, which should be easy for all players to listen. That's like the thesis statement. I figure if you can get that part down, you're good to go.
That seems like a really good idea. Sure, I can give a call. Hold on. B7. Under the B7. B7.
That's pretty good, actually. I would play bingo with that bingo caller.
Well,
066. That's 066. Under the O. 66.
Now, Tim, think about it like this. Let's say you've made a name for yourself, like you are a trusted local caller, where you have some cachet locally. You can then maybe have the wiggle room to do impersonation night. Tonight's round will be called by
Richard Nixon. Under the eye. 17. That's
Wilford
I.
Brimley
17.
calls the next game.
Oh, okay. Under the N, 44.
Under the D for diabetes. I just feel like, listen, bingo is like whatever, but bingo to me seems like it's for like people who want to play slot machines and VLTs, but got denied credit somewhere along the way.
I don't know if that's what it is. I think it may be just people who just feel more comfortable. See, it's not a social setting. From the couple of times I've been around like the high stakes bingo ones, like nobody's talking to anybody.
Hold on. What is high stakes bingo?
Like where people are paying like a decent amount of money to win.
What's that?
How much do you pay to get in?
I think it's like $20 or something to go in.
High stakes
and like
bingo.
you have like 8, 9, 10 cards, and you got that dauber. You have all your little trinkets out, and like they call that number, and it's bang, 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 bang. And as soon as somebody yells bingo, they're ripping that card off, and they're getting ready for the next one, and like it's intense. So I don't know. I just seem like it would be a fun, cool job, and I'm wondering if I could do it. And I think I probably could, but I just don't know how you practice it. I don't know how you get into the bingo world. You don't just knock on their door.
You just start hanging around like the Legion near your house, and you'll get.
Well, you just ask the ladies in your Aqua Fit swim class, like where they go play bingo?
Well, I know where they play some of the big bingo matches.
So you stock it out.
You just like knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'd like to be a bingo caller." I don't think it works that way. I think there's probably a hierarchy.
Well, let me ask you this: why would it hurt to ask? If you can't deal with the heat of rejection of someone telling you how you do it, you're never going to be able to handle the heat of this like 73-year-old woman trying to burn you with a cigarette for the wrong call.
And I think the caller would probably happily hand over his microphone. I don't think the caller is getting paid to be the caller.
No, I think that's like that's a part of the gig for like promote, like, Vince McMahon promotes the WWF. He has to put up the money, he has to pay for the arena and everything. I assume it works kind of the same for bingo. Yeah, like one person, they're the promoter, but they don't really make a ton of money, so they kind of have to do all the jobs.
Yeah, they're giving you the card at the door. They're working their son's working the snack bar. They take the mic. If you say, "Sir, can I have the mic tonight?" You might be like, "Kid, go right ahead."
Also, Tim, I think that we can leverage the popularity of this show within Halifax, Nova Scotia. Big following within Halifax, Nova Scotia. Shout out to everyone here who listens and watches from Halifax. We should do a live meetup at some time. Watch a game or two. Maybe we'll fly Jeff in and do a CUST Corner live. Something like that.
At the bingo hall.
At the bingo hall in Halifax. But what you can say to one of these people, the promoters of the bingo game, is, "Hey, I'm on this show that has a big following in Halifax. Hey, maybe we can promote the bingo game on the show if I get to call the numbers." Not I being me, but I being you.
It'd be a lot of fun. I mean, you'd have to be there to help me.
Why would I have to help you? You said you could do this.
Help you with what?
Well, I assume like it's a two-man operation.
Why is it a two-man operation?
Somebody's got to work that board.
You needed an education to do this at first.
But like, there's that light-up board. Someone's got to hit the light-up board after you announce the numbers.
You feel like you got bad presses?
Well, I just don't know if you're near them. I think you might that might be over in the scoreboard.
You gotta maybe start at the local hockey rink, do a little timekeeping.
Do some 50-50 draws to get yourself going.
Like,
this is what I'm wondering. Like,
so you know how to punch in the scoreboard.
I'd be curious to know how the top level bingo callers got to where they were, because it looks like a really fun and cool job.
I once met an auction.
Their dad owned the bingo hall.
Yeah.
That's how they got to where they were.
I did once meet an auctioneer because at one point in my life,
that's a real thing.
I looked into becoming an auctioneer instead of doing this for a living.
Oh, I think I could do that too, but it would be
you feel like you feel like you can do everything.
But I would
Pat
need
would
to
be
get
good.
to, I
Pat
would
would kill you at auctioneering.
Maybe he would.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, if you are a bingo promoter in Halifax, Nova Scotia, you want your bingo game promoted, you have special guest bingo caller Tim Undercust coming at you.
Not my name.
I mean, it would have to be. That's part of the deal with advertising.
No, not my name.
So it doesn't sound like you really want to do it now, do you?
No, I just think you always see, and I'm one of these people. Now, this is going to sound real sad, but I'm one of these people who will come across the bingo on TV.
Oh God!
And I'm not even playing, and I'll just stick out there and watch for a bit, just to see what numbers are coming up and what type of machine they're using to get the numbers out from, and who's winning and how fast are they winning. And like, I don't know, I just think it's kind of cool. I can't describe it any other way than I think bingo is cool.
Tim, you could honestly you could like Zach Wilson. You could hit up so many like grannies and milfs at the bingo hall. Like you could be rolling.
What do you think the
it.
demographic is of people who play bingo? I bet
What
you
do
it's
you
younger than you think it is.
No. it
Oh,
is
I
not.
bet it is.
Well,
I bet
no,
most-
it is not.
we can ask our friend who used to go to Friday night bingo at the Forum just so we could get absolutely wasted, and it was like a cheap night out. It was like him and a bunch of senior citizens. That was cosmic bingo, I think. Paul,
which would be tough.
Paul, you have a question? Why? Because you don't see well in the dark?
It would just be dark. It'd be tough.
Well, yeah, it's tough because you're afraid of the dark. That's why you have your nightlight.
They're just lights.
At night. Yes, Paul.
Less of a question, more of a plea. If you run a bingo game in the HRM, please do not reach out to Tim for the health and safety of all of your patrons.
Ah, that's true. It's a very old demographic. Didn't think about them being cursed. Like someone hits bingo, immediately has a
If
heart
you
attack.
run a bingo hall, you're essentially like you pay to send the coach bus to the nursing home. You like transport these people back and forth. Like it's your business.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it works. I mean, I don't know. I don't have like a lot of ins into the bingo world, but that would be my assumption. But I do think
And it's the same person driving that bus,
Calling
working
the
the
numbers.
door, working the snack bar, and pulling the numbers.
yeah, like it's like maybe like Vince
He
McMahon
seems
was probably
pretty glamorous to me. I think calling bingo is pretty glamorous. All the eyes are on you. You've got to make all the calls. Like, you know, you've got to
bingo is
make.
supposed to be about the winner, not the guy calling the numbers. That's real main character stuff, pal.
Why aren't you a little league umpire?
Oh yeah, no dexterity.
It's glamorous. Everyone's looking at you, making the calls. Like instead of seniors, it's kids. Maybe that's why you shouldn't do it. I don't know.
I'd never wanted to be an umpire or a referee, to be honest with you. But like, I don't know. Bingo seems like if I were retired, I could see me playing bingo. That'd be fun.
I mean, you already watch it with no skin in the game on TV, apparently.
I do watch bingo on TV, so just for the fun of it. Like I watched it last night for a bit. They had this really cool air compress machine that was popping the balls out, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" And like they were playing the X game where you don't pull out any ends; you're just trying to make the X. I thought that was neat.
They call that the X Games, do they?
I guess like you're trying to make an X on the bingo card rather than any bingo in a different direction.
Do you also love when they do the live drawing of the lottery numbers, despite the fact that you don't have any lottery tickets? You tune into that?
Well,
too?
sometimes I get lottery tickets. Why am I having a rough day?
Well, of course, we heard on the Sunday night show that you broke down and started collecting stickers again. So good for you. And now you went to McDonald's today and they didn't even give you any stickers.
So it wasn't today; it was yesterday, before Thanksgiving. I decided to go.
You went to McDonald's
Yes.
before Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes, I did. I went through, and what happened was, right, the way the promotion works is that you got to upsize the fries to get the stickers because the stickers are not on the medium fries. I mean, those of us in the know this. So anyway, so I go through the McDonald's and I order what I'm ordering, and I pull over to eat in the parking lot as I often do in my car, and there it is, and I pull out the fries, and it's an old package. Stickers aren't on there. It's regular on the sandwich, it's regular on the pop, not regular on the fries. So, well, this won't do. The only reason I upsized the fries was to get stickers, obviously.
Come on,
So
hold on. When was the last time you got a medium fries from McDonald's?
Every time with a combo.
No one is
Every time with a
No
combo.
one believes that.
Okay, every time. Anyway, so I get back in the drive-through line because I'm gonna like let them know I didn't get my stickers, and then I don't know. I'm there for like 10 minutes. It's a long line, and like the urge to use the bathroom became so great, I had to get out of line, drive away, park, use the washroom, and then after I was leaving, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna fight it. It's like nature is telling me those stickers would not have been stickers worth fighting for. So I didn't, and then I got a coffee through McDonald's, and then I went home.
Wait,
I'm proud of you.
hold on. You got back in the drive-thru and got the coffee from McDonald's?
Yeah, didn't bring up the fries, didn't mention the fries. I was like, you know
Whoa.
what? Wasn't meant to be.
Okay, This is all sorts of confusing.
This is like the fruitcake all over again. He just couldn't
And now I'm really
follow
confused.
through with it.
I was gonna give you a compliment, but then you went back in the drive-through line
A third
instead
time.
of just walking up to the counter like you're in the restaurant going to the washroom.
I don't want to get out of my car.
But you got out of the car to use the
You said-
bathroom.
Not to McDonald's though.
Why did you were at McDonald's? Why did you go to the McDonald's bathroom? You could have
I
solved
wasn't
all these
I
problems.
just whipped around. There's a grocery store right by McDonald's.
You were
So
at, but you were
Who
at
knows where the
McDonald's-
washroom is?
But you were at
the
the
grocery-
McDonald's. You actively had to go somewhere else to go to the bathroom.
Know that the grocery store bathroom is extremely clean.
McDonald's is pretty clean. Like they
I'm
do
not
have a
saying it
stand.
isn't, but like I know the grocery stores is extremely clean. So anyway, I just went there quickly, used the washroom, and then after I walked out, I was like, I'm not going to fight the stickers. Like I had a Zen moment about it. And I was like, but I'm going to get 2 stickers. Like this 2 stickers I came to get 6 stickers. I ain't leaving without 6. So I just went through, got a coffee, said good day, didn't say a word, and then went on my way. I think it's a real moment of growth.
But you
I'm
got
confused.
but you got back in the line and you were talking to them. Why didn't you just tell them then?
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, let it go. I had let it go. That's why.
See, my compliment to you was when I thought you'd gone to the washroom in McDonald's and then
No.
you walked out of the washroom and decided, you know what? I don't need it. It's not meant to be. But you literally had another McDonald's interaction, at which point it is totally in your right. And Tim, can I say, on a reconnaissance mission, you should know if that location no longer has stickers on fries.
Well,
Or-
but see, it does though, because I know it does. Because I went today and they had them. And that was the first thing. In fact, I didn't even move my car forward. I got the bag. I stayed at the window and checked out the fries. And when I saw the stickers, I moved forward.
Paul has a question.
How many times have you been to McDonald's
Since we last spoke.
since like last week's show?
Since
Like,
the
since you
last
broke.
week show?
Be honest.
Okay. We last spoke last Tuesday evening. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 7 times?
Jesus Christ. I like that you've really leaned into it after said you're going to abstain for the entire competition.
Oh,
We're
okay,
not
but they're
judging.
not all trips have been made equal, right? Not all trips are equal. Like literally, some trips have been to get a hash brown and a coffee.
See, the hash brown is
Is a plus EV move, but also you got to think the best ones aren't going to be there because they know too it's such a plus EV move because it's the cheapest item by far.
it's
But
the,
anyway,
price per pull. It's the cheapest price per pull.
oh, no
Yes,
question
if
about
that
it.
makes
There's
any
no
sense.
question about it.
Yeah.
So not all trips are made equal. Some are just like to get a coffee and a hash brown, or just 2 coffees. Other trips are to get the full meal deal. Like it depends on the trip. But you asked me how many times, and I consider that yesterday all one trip. So,
Despite being
anyway.
in the drive-through line 3 separate times.
yes, that's still only one trip, though. You know what I mean?
But
And
there's 2
how's
receipts.
it going?
I've gotten some freebies already, which I don't
But you
particularly
hate
care for.
those.
Which
Like,
I don't
I-
particularly care for.
For me, those are wins. Like a free cheeseburger, that's a win.
I got one of those. I'm giving those away. I don't want those.
Why
I-
are you giving those away? Couldn't you parlay those into more stickers?
No, those don't have this. They're strategic.
Only premium product, Pat, has
Yeah,
the stickers. That's
they
why we're
don't-
saying the hash brown actually could represent some value.
Oh, it does.
because-
It's 99 cents. It's by far the best pull price dollar point. No, you can't win items that you can then win more stickers on. This is not like roll up the rim where you could like do it forever. No, it's anyway.
It's a grind
But
out
I'm
there.
not-
How would
it's a grind, but I'm not going overboard.
No.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing
No.
multiple. I think I only did 1 or 2 two-a-days. I haven't been going crazy. Like I won't go again today, probably.
Yeah, but
Like,
going
2 everywhere.
crazy, like you probably get. You're going crazy, like 2 a day. What does that mean? Like a 12 sticker day?
No, actually, I suppose yes. Sometimes a 2-a-day could be a 12-sticker day, but like yesterday was 6. Today was 6. Like I didn't eat it all either. Like, I'm not an
It's
animal.
just so weird. The prizes aren't good enough for you to not eat.
Like, I'm getting the large
at least,
fries.
like,
I'm not
enjoy
eating
the product.
I'm not eating all the fries. I can't eat all that.
So you're just
No, but
so you're
I'm
basically
saying, like-
you're basically just that Simpsons episode with the guy taking the gallon of milk and just pouring it in the trash can.
No, it's just that, like, and it's why I've been saying for forever they should put these stickers on the healthy products, because I'd buy them if they had stickers. Put them on the snack wraps. Put them on, like, the McCrispy wraps. Put them on the salad.
You say the milkshakes.
you think that-
like, 'cause
you think
you
that-
argued
hold
the
on.
milkshakes were healthy.
You think that something called a McCrispy is healthy?
No, the McCrispy wrap. You can get it grilled.
So then it's no longer crispy now, is it?
Yeah, I know it's not, but like the wraps, like the McCaesar wraps or whatever, you can get a grilled chicken.
So Tim, if you come up just short, it'll probably be that first day that cost you.
Don't even. I've been thinking about it. But nobody won any of the big ones in the first day because I was watching. Okay, and so like anyway, but I'm not going
Oh my
overboard.
God.
I'm not going. What?
How many calories do you think a Caesar McWrap with grilled chicken is?
I don't know. 300.
450 calories.
Okay, so not too far off.
Yeah, and there's no way.
Again, and a person has
Yeah, but there-
22 to 2,300
Sure,
calories they're going to play with.
but you would never go to McDonald's and get one of those.
Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
You don't know what I would do.
Who are you lying to? Yourself?
Anyway, my point is they should put it on the healthy stuff and encourage people to get more healthy stuff.
But maybe they should just start serving more healthy stuff.
Or you should be able to buy stickers and donate the food to a food bank.
There's a food bank sitting on the ground outside of every McDonald's.
Not where I am.
Yeah,
Not in suburbia.
Tim calls that free beans as he walks into McDonald's.
Well, I mean, I already gave sort of the update on McDonald's, so we don't have to talk about that.
Rank coaches.
One thing I'm really been frustrated. People need to stop calling me a hipster. I'm tired of this.
You were talking about you went on a fucking hipster microbrew tour on the weekend, pal. Which is per your words what hipsters do.
No, they drive their fixed gear bikes to places you've never heard of to drink weird things out of weird cups.
Like you just did.
Look, no, I like double IPAs, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I've always liked craft beer. What I can't stand are the people who say I only drink craft beer. Like that attitude, I've got no time for.
When was the last time when was the last time you had a normal beer?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you're too busy only drinking double IPAs.
But I like non-craft beer all the time.
Paul?
Can you explain the difference between an IPA and a double IPA, Top Cat?
It's a lot. It's like an extra degree of bitterness. It's the best way to describe it.
I think just knowing that makes you more hipster than me. I didn't know that.
Well, but isn't it kind of self-evident?
I mean, Paul had to ask, didn't he?
Okay, well, anyway.
Do you even know if that's the case, or are you just making that up?
No, well, I mean, I can tell you from the taste that a double IPA is certainly more bitter than the single IPA. Like that is like if you like strong, hoppy, bitter beers, and I do. I had a Corona not that long ago, so I'll have factory beer too. It doesn't bother me.
Love factory beer.
Yeah, I got nothing against factory beer. I'm pro factory beer. 100%. But I like craft beer too. And then we have this province happens to be blessed with some really nice craft breweries. And so I was happy to see some, and I enjoyed that. But no, I got screamed at the other day for being a hipster because I've really started to enjoy this type of sherry that I've been drinking, which is called Bristol Cream. It's made by Harvey's. It happens to be excellent.
Are you fucking Fraser? Or are you
as
Niles?
As an aperitif, I think it's quite a delicious. It's smooth, but not too sweet. You can enjoy it on the rocks or neat.
So do you do this palate cleanser before or after the supersized fries at McDonald's?
Yeah, okay. And it's just like something to nip on while you're watching TV in the evening or something. like before I have my evening tea or something.
And you don't think that you're either the fanciest man in the world or you're a fucking hipster, pal.
And I've even got little sherry glasses specifically for it. You know, you don't just drink it out of a wine glass because you just want little tiny bits. I'm tired of people calling me a hipster. I'm not a hipster.
Then why don't you stop doing hipster things?
I'm not doing hipster things.
You are an official hipster millennial. Everything you've always railed against, you now are.
No, I'm not. I don't have a wardrobe full of hemp clothing. I don't drive around on a fixed gear bike.
That's because
I don't wear.
Yeah, but that's only because you can't ride a bike.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I don't have anything organic.
Pardon me?
Like any organic anything?
Yeah, I kind of like the organic bananas better than regular bananas, I have to say. But I mean, I'm not opposed to the regular bananas either. But, you know, there's some organic things that are a little better.
Yeah, I like tie-dye.
I do not own any tie-dye, I don't think.
Yeah, but hipsters aren't wearing tie-dye. Hippies wear tie-dye. The stuff that you've always called a hipster are basically just hippies.
No, these are the people that bring their vinyl record player to the coffee shop so they can listen to, you know, their vinyl while they're working on their typewriter at the coffee shop.
I have
hipster quality.
Hold on. Have you ever seen anyone do any of these
I've
things?
seen photos of it.
Really?
I've seen photos of it.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Are you sure that they aren't staged photos to trigger people like you? Being a snowflake is a big part of being a hipster, which you are.
I am not a snowflake.
You seem pretty triggered.
There's like certain hats kind of give hipster tells. Like these awkwardly shaped, all black, zero logos. Like I don't really know how to explain it.
You mean the toque with a brim?
Well, that too, but just yeah, I guess some owns multiple like different glasses frames and
like Tim.
Yeah.
Tim has reading glasses.
My winter hat you referred to as a Dom DeLuise hat. Now that's certainly not hipster.
It's a pretty hipster look.
No, it's very sharp.
You're ironically trying to look stupid. I mean, that's what hipsters.
No, it's a nice warm hat.
It's not it's not a warm hat. It doesn't even go over your fucking ears.
Yeah, well, my ears don't. So what? I don't need to.
Then why would you care if it's a warm hat? If a hat
keeps the
if a hat doesn't if it doesn't go over your ears, how does it keep the warmth in? Please tell me that.
Because most of your heat leaves the top of your head.
So when you're walking outside when it's cold out and your ears are sticking out in the freezing cold, that hat's going to do you a whole lot of good now, is it?
It's fine. It's serviceable. I like it.
Because you're a hipster. So you're
no, I'm not.
And now you're actively wearing things in the middle of winter that don't even help you.
They do help me. Stop saying that. I bought it at the Bay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that falls in the hipster realm. I mean, that's just where really old people shop. But maybe that's like you said, like when like you see the people with like the patches dressed like old professors. Hipsters do like to dress like old people, so there you go.
Do you go thrift store shopping?
Yes.
Tim wears corduroys a lot.
Yeah, Tim does wear corduroys a lot.
Which is very hipster.
And shops at thrift stores. There we go. And you think you're not a hipster?
I'm not a hipster.
You are a hipster.
No, I'm not. Stop saying that.
Here's the thing. You could see Tim dressed and think he's trying to be a hipster, and he just bought those like really washed looking old like 2002 late 90s piece of clothing, but really Tim just owned it the whole time and has always worn it.
Exactly.
And it's just his fashion.
Yeah, I don't throw out my clothes 3 years after purchasing them. I'm a little more frugal than that.
Really, but you would pay 4 times as much for a Diet Coke than a Pepsi.
I don't know. Well, if I had to, but look, because I can't stand that vile garbage. That's why.
It's pretty hipster take.
Pepsi's better.
No, it's not.
Pretty
hipsters aren't drinking that. Hipsters would drink Big 8.
And you love Big 8. You just said that.
I actually think Big 8 gets a bad rap. I think it's actually better than people think.
Paul?
Same as PC brand cola. That's not that bad either.
More of a statement than anything. I don't think Tim is allowed to ever refer to himself as man of the people after the fact that he goes home, drinks sherry out of a specialty sherry glass. Like, that's not what the people are doing.
This Wagyu. Yeah, Wagyu and sherry isn't man of the people.
But look, and here I am stooping down and playing the Monopoly contest and like doing the things that the people do.
So it just sounds like you're ironically playing McDonald's Monopoly from what I can take it.
Oh, it's not.
And Jeff, let's be clear here. Tim loves Wagyu. Tim would never pay for Wagyu. He'd just eat mine.
Stop calling me a hipster, people. I'm not a hipster.
Are a lot of people calling you hipster these days?
It seems like it. It's annoying me.
Craft beer CUST?
There's nothing. Well, I mean, I don't actually mind that. Because I think craft beer is really good. Like, I think there's a nice, delicate balance to be struck between a good craft beer and between factory beer.
You know who really goes into the details of like the different types of beer? Hipsters.
Well, you know what? Go to a nice craft beer place and get a flight.
You know what normal people do? Drink the fucking beer to get drunk.
That's not actually true anymore. That's not true. As fewer and fewer people drink, as we see by the stats, the more and more people that do drink do it because they actually enjoy the flavor and are interested in sort of what they're drinking.
These people sound like soft fucking hipsters. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you.
These people sound like they suck.
Yeah, they sound horrible. Like, have your beer, get lit. This is what we're doing.
But that's not the world in which we live anymore.
The viewers of this show, Tim, are going to disagree with you on that one.
No, I think they'll understand that that's an age that's passed.
No, we don't have a show full of fucking soft hipster viewers like you. It's not a bunch of you. It's not a bunch of yous watching the show.
Oh, please! It's a lot of people appreciate good craft beer.
Losers.
This begs
people with nothing going on. That's what they appreciate.
People with nothing going on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Who died and made you the king of all these things to decide who is and who isn't a loser because they enjoy craft beer? I guess I must have missed that meeting, Patrick.
Well, you're on the Pat Mayo experience where I decide what goes, and this is what I am deciding right now. If you have like real opinions on different types of craft beer, get a better hobby. You got too much fucking time on your hands.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what
you are.
I do know what I'm talking about. You just need a better hobby. Maybe you could spend some of that time that you're trying to go through picking out different types of hops and beers and pick up your fucking trash. There's another hipster thing. Littering everywhere.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Well, you're spending so much time doing one thing, you could be spending time doing the other thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
Tim, have you bought like a make beer at home
kit?
Yet?
Jesus.
No, I have not. I don't know I would be able to do that.
You could be.
I don't like my old man. My old man used to make homebrew, and it was terrible.
Of course,
it was just terrible.
It's like when people make their own
he would
wine.
drink it because the price was right. But yeah, I mean, like if I'm not a brewer, so I don't make beer. I'm not a vintner, so I don't make wine.
We had a neighbor. Our neighbor made wine. He used to always give us wine at Christmas time. Fortunately, it just gave me something good to give to like people when you go to their house for a party. Like, hey, here's a bottle of wine. You couldn't drink that shit. It was awful. Awful.
So you're okay giving away awful wine for a gift, but if I give somebody $25 free in Subway money for Christmas, I am history's greatest monster.
Yes. But you're actually giving
you can give away bad wine.
I'm not giving it to them as a gift. I'm giving it because I'm showing up. It's like when you show up to my place and you never bring anything.
That's not true.
When was the last time you brought something?
I bring coffee every single time I come to your place for you. Every time, without fail.
That is true. You do bring coffee and then you leave it around.
Okay. Well, I mean, I am a man with several shortcomings. Mm-hmm. I don't dispute that. But I do bring things every time I come.
And you don't go to a person's party and show up with a gift certificate and leave it on the table. People just should bring bottles of wine to parties.
Well, that's one thing you could do, sure.
Really, have you ever shown up to a party like... I'm having a Christmas party. It is December 22nd. You show up and put a fucking Subway gift card on the table?
I can't say that I've done that.
So
no.
what do you... Hold on. What do you bring? Nothing.
That's not true. I bring something for the party.
What? A bag of chips?
I don't know. Snacks of some sort. Mm-hmm. Maybe like, yeah, I'll bring something.
Generally if you're hosting the party, you got the snacks covered.
Well, that's true.
Tim will bring snacks the Sunday after Halloween that he bought, 50% off.
He did that last year here, and then no one ate it.
That did happen. I'd do it again.
Yeah, so just your leftovers. So I get where you're coming from here. Anyway, so hipster Tim, continue to call him a hipster. We figured.
Please don't. I'm not a hipster. I think I've proven my point here.
Everything you listed like 10 things that are super hipsterish.
No, I haven't.
And then got like really triggered when we said that was the case.
If you see me wearing an ironic T-shirt with a twisty mustache,
yeah, but people, the way,
face clothing,
as Jeff pointed out, the way that you normally dress is ironic because no one dresses like that unless they're 80.
That's not true. cardigans have actually made a bit of a comeback.
Cardigans and corduroy.
Because the hipsters.
No, it's not because of hipsters.
Yes.
Who else?
Guy
Who
in
else?
His cardigan and his toque with the brim, and he's got like deciding.
Well, I kind of like
his
the
seven.
toque. I like the toque with the brim.
Deciding
look,
which of his like 7 frames of glasses he's gonna wear today. Yeah, trust me.
It's called accessorizing, Jeffrey.
And his like low top like sneakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
People aren't calling it that, but
I have a topic. Don't get COVID. It sucks. That's my general statement on it.
I don't doubt it. I'm sure it's awful.
It was not great. It made me very angry last week, and I didn't mean to be so angry. Just I had a very short fuse because I had no energy. That's all I got left.
I'm used to you yelling at me, and it doesn't bother me.
Okay, good.
I'm okay with that. Any screaming you do at me, I just take in good stride. I'm used to it. I accept that. But I appreciate you saying that. That's very sweet of you to say. Now, I needed to come to this little mini with some evidence. So I seeded out to the people today whether craft beer is hipster, normal, or neither hipster nor normal. Let the people decide. In an open vote, with 3 options, mind you, normal got a majority of the vote, 52.2%, and neither, meaning it's not hipster as well, got another 12%. So that is like it's over 3 in 5 people when asked, is drinking craft beer a hipster thing to do? Or is craft beer itself hipster? The answer is no.
Well, hold on. By the terms of your polling, hipster wins in a landslide with 35%, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do here.
But that's what you do. But hold on. That's what you do on polls. So I'm just trying to figure out what this means.
I'm using your metric. Your metric is always 50% plus 1.
So
I'm hoisting you on your own petard.
Okay, so will you confirm that whenever we run a poll in the future, that those results, you can't say, oh, I won this poll, it got 6%?
Well, it depends what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. So now the dynamics have changed with all of this. Also,
so what do you make of those numbers then?
Well, you're also letting
leave it to you.
You're letting hipsters vote in your poll. Like, there's no differentiation between who are hipsters and who are normal people with any of this. So if the hipsters would say, yeah, this is normal to me. So I don't think that the parameters of your poll are really set up all that well. You're looking for a result that you were able to get because you had nothing planned in there for who's actually voting in this poll. And the fact that it still got 35%. And I mean, they really got more than 35% because neither is kind of a throwaway option. So there's really only 88% on this poll, which means that hipster is really up around like 48%, 47%.
That is not the way you look at that. Neither means also not hipster. Not normal, but not
no.
hipster.
Then why include it into the thing? Because it's not normal either. So people just don't have an opinion on it, is what you're saying.
Something can be quirky and not be hipster.
I mean, that's almost the sheer definition of hipster.
Like there is nothing about hipster. There's nothing hipster about craft beer. The people are making that clear now. So I think you need. I mean, Jeff agrees with me.
I mean, you're the one who said it was hipster to begin with until you started liking it. Then it didn't become hipster anymore.
No, there's nothing hipster about getting
look at these people. Look at these people, Jeff. Oh, they got their flight of beer with their twisty mustache, and all they want to do is sit out on a patio. Look at me. Oh, I tried it and I liked it. It's no longer hipster, Jeff.
Look, sitting on a patio and twisting your mustache certainly is. Or, wearing clothes, made of hemp, or, driving your fixed gear bike there and back. That's all.
So Jeff, here's the best part about this, because it was the argument against a straw man, but now the straw man has to be changed for Tim's liking because he's thrifting all the time and he's drinking a bunch of double IPAs.
They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do believe, I guess, that drinking craft beer is normal. It's just a different kind of or style of beer. Like there's a lot of foods and drinks that have that. But for Tim to say there is no element of hipster in craft beer, just that loses all credibility because there is definitely a layer of it in craft beer.
Okay. Anything can be taken and appropriated.
No, so let's rewind this a little bit. So Ezra Miller could face 26 years in prison. That's a lot of years. Just kind of popped up on my screen here. But Jeff, I agree with you. Like you're sitting at home, you're watching the game, you enjoy yourself an IPA, whatever it is. Yeah, you're just drinking beer like a normal person. But Tim has now gone like he's going to the craft beer places. He's making special weekend adventures to get away, to have the flights of different types. Oh, look, can I try your raspberry double IPA, Jeff?
Literally, when our podcast is over, I'm driving to a place that sells craft beer to get their pumpkins brew.
I cannot stand when people treat beer like wine.
I said this to Jeff.
It like
I said this to Jeff.
And this, and
Jeff,
the hint of that. Fuck off.
But it does.
In order to not, I mean, I'll just alienate everyone and make myself seem like the biggest snob in the world. But I said this to CUST on Sunday. I want to be authentic to this, Jeff, and maybe you kind of hinted at it. Really, being into beer is just being into wine for poor people.
Well, but being into wine is like being into scotch for poor people.
Not really.
A good scotch is more expensive than wine.
It is, but scotch is on an island of very specific people like scotch. It's not everyone who likes scotch. Mostly everyone likes wine.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a pretentiousness to wine that I don't think beer people have.
Yeah, but the craft beer people bring that pretentiousness to beer.
Yes.
No, like there's a couple of places I've had some nice chats.
I think craft beer is normal. It's like, I do. But there is a level of, there are people in the craft beer scene that are so goddamn pretentious.
Yeah.
Well, that's true of anywhere you go, though.
Beer is like wine snobbery is a complete thing, just like it is with scotch or even like if you are stateside, whiskey type of snobbery. But beer was never supposed to be like that, was it, Jeff?
No.
It was just supposed to be the common man drink.
Yeah.
I had a hard day at work. I'm thirsty. I want to have a beer.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be it. But now it's not.
Yeah, it wasn't about like the notes and the...
Then I just have to accept it. Unless you drink Alexander Keith's, you shouldn't be drinking beer? Like, I don't understand.
No one's saying that. You can drink whatever beer that you want, but
you
now
like
become like the snobby
around
beer
in
guy.
your mouth. I don't like anybody who's swishing beer around in their mouth.
Okay, so I haven't quite done that, but like I'll ask the proprietor questions like, so which one has more of a malty flavor? I like the fruit flavored beers quite a bit, so I really like the ones with hints of blueberry. I don't like blueberry. Blueberry beer is not bad.
So basically, what you're saying is you don't like beer.
Oh no, I also like the super strong ones as well, like the ones that are super hoppy. Like a double IPA or single IPA. Like I like really strong tasting beers, but I like the fruit ones too. I like chocolate flavored ones. I just kind of like them all. There's very few craft beers I don't go in for, but they're just, I have my preferences within there. I don't really like reds that much. I will say I've never been much of a red fan. So those are the ones that I don't really go in for, but there's nothing weird or hipster. Like I go to a lot of craft beer places, even here in the city, just to pick up a 6-pack for the week or whatever. And like, if I do that, like I'm not running into people in ironic T-shirts and wearing winter hats indoors in July. Like I'm not running into those types of people. You're running into normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill people who like certain types of like good beer. Like nothing wrong with factory beer. Don't get me wrong. But they like something that's a little cut above, that's different, that's also expressive of the place you're in, certain, depending on where you're visiting, the type of water, the type of grains, the type of things that they use can affect the flavor of it.
See, this is the whole thing. I don't want to hear about your fucking beer. Just drink your beer. I don't need to hear about it. Maybe that's what it is. Just drink your fucking beer like a normal person. I don't need to know what the fuck is in your beer. Just drink it.
Well, but I'm curious. See, I'm interested in these things.
Is there anybody who's this like craft beer specialist? Like, I don't know. I never thought about it how Pat put it, but it's true. They're just trying to rip off. It's just like a low grade snobby wine guy.
Yeah.
I don't see it that way.
It's being a wine snob for $5 a can. Wait, just drink it. Don't need to hear about it. Just drink it.
Wow.
Get you drunk on it.
And I don't mind.
That's not why people drink. People do not drink craft beer to get drunk.
So really? So the increased alcohol volume in it is not helping?
That's the reason people drink craft beer principally is because they actually enjoy the flavor and are doing it to enjoy it, not to get intoxicated. They're not. If you want to get absolutely trashed, you're going to imbibe factory beer.
No, you're not. You would drink the beer that has the higher alcohol content in it by like double. You have one of these double IPAs that,
this is what happened at all
that are like 9% alcohol. You put 3 of those away, you're gonna be on your ass.
So I didn't get to go to the alcohol parties in high school, but you're telling me that when people went, all they showed up with was dry ice?
Yes, for the most part when we were 16, mainly because you could go buy beer at the beer store at 16 because they never carded anyone, and then you would get your Moosehead dry ice, which was like 6.5% alcohol content, because it get you drunk faster.
Yeah, that's why Montreal, like Molson Export, like let's go.
I saw somebody with Molson Export the other day, and I didn't know where they got it. You haven't got it at our liquor store.
Yeah, Molson X. When we went on our senior trip to Montreal, you know what everyone was drinking in the bar? I mean, besides liquor. Like, think about how much people like rum and vodka and anything like that. You'll have your drinks that you like or your tequila drinks, but the amount of like liquor that you would drink as like a 17-year-old, it was to get as drunk as possible and just as fast as possible.
At 17, yes, I could see that. But people in their 30s and 40s are not buying craft beer to get snackered.
To get smackered, is that?
To get snackered or drunk. They're buying it to just have like one to enjoy after work because they enjoy the flavor of it.
I don't know, Tim.
Because it tells a story. It tells a story of the place.
It tells a story, does it?
Like,
go fuck yourself.
It does, right? Like each sip is sort of like a paragraph in the story.
I hate you.
Yeah, like this is
Like
yeah.
But you already don't like me for calling me disgusting for putting chicken bones as a candy that needs to be preserved.
We'll get to the candy stuff next week for Halloween, one of our most anticipated segments of the year. But Paul, you had a question? Or comment, maybe?
More of a comment. I like this a lot better when I thought Tim was only getting into beer because, you know, as the man of the people, he had to stoop down to their level. But then he said the whole thing about the flavors and the
stories
and the story.
Right, each sip writes
story
its
it
own,
tells to your taste buds. Come on.
Each sip of my double IPA crafts its own story.
You have just walked. You've literally. Everything you like Pat's case, you just talked yourself into being like you ruined your entire argument.
I don't think so at all. I think that there's a lot of people who are going to look at this and say, you know what, Tim is as usual on the right side of this.
And I'm sorry for saying I don't mean I hate what you were saying. I can't stand anybody who's telling me their sip of beer is a paragraph.
Well, but it's like each sip is like contributing to the story of the beer and the history. And, there are some places that used to be ancient rumming towns. And so this craft beer was aged in rum-soaked caskets and sherry caskets.
This sounds like this
back to the history of when the place used to, like, that to me, like, that does it for me. I'm in on that. That's what I want.
For my friends,
I want my beer to tell a story.
So what does the last sip say?
I'd like another.
Movember's coming, Tim. Just get like a twisty mustache.
If you could grow a mustache, it would be so twisty and full of wax.
The next sip, Jeff says, to be continued. That's how that story is.
There's nothing more pretentious than a guy telling me his beer is a story.
Well, it is.
Like every sip is a story.
But I also am not one of these people who only will drink craft beer either. Like it's not like it's the only thing I would ever drink. But I think that as the older I get and the more I enjoy fine beers, I appreciate that. Craft beer is a condiment in life. Now, I can't just live on condiments, but it's a fine condiment in life, and it makes things better.
This, I guess it depends on your personal preference with this, Jeff, but we went to my friend's birthday. He did it up at I guess they're calling it a Scotch distillery. They had to sue the Scottish government in order to do this. That place in Cape Breton, Tim? What the hell is it called?
I don't know how they get away with that. Glenora. I don't know how they get away with that.
They had a lawsuit with the Scotch people, apparently.
Yeah.
And they won the lawsuit. So they're allowed to call it Scotch despite the fact that it's brewed in...
Distilled.
Yeah, distilled, whatever. Anyway, we went to the thing...
Brews for beer.
I don't give a fuck. This was I would never want to kill myself more than going through one of these fucking tours about how just the precision that goes in, and we have to move around the barrel so it's by this light, so the apple gets sucked into it from the outside.
It's chemistry.
It's like, yeah, okay, pal. Like, this tastes like fucking rocket fuel. Like, yeah, this is fucking fantastic stuff. It couldn't have been more boring, more
But that's
useless.
because you're uninitiated. It's like the first sip of beer you have when you're 14. It's like, this is disgusting. I
No,
hate this.
it tastes like fucking
you're
rocket
uninitiated.
fuel, is what it is. It was horrible. It was horrible scotch. Now, my wife
appreciate
and my
you can
friend,
only
shut
enjoy
the fuck
things that
up.
are yummy.
Shut the fuck up. And the other part of the tour, Jeff, because I'm telling Jeff a story here, because I've told you this before. My wife and my three other friends, I went with my friend's three wives on like the just random walkthrough. I didn't want any of this crap. They did say that like the very highest end stuff actually didn't taste like rocket fuel. And even the people who did the tour on the higher end one, the private tour, admitted that the scotch that they sell to the plebs is not very good.
Sounds
but
right.
but having to hear the history and the walkthrough, like, I don't know, a bullet to the brain sounded far more appealing than that.
Tim, you were repulsed by this scene initially.
No, I was repulsed by the people who said this is the only way to drink beer, and that if you're not drinking this, then you're some sort of, Neanderthal or something. And I don't believe that.
Say that word again.
Neanderthal.
Is that how we're pronouncing it now?
Yeah, that's how it's pronounced.
Really? We got a big no from behind the camera there.
Well, I know, but that is now the proper pronunciation, believe it or not.
They changed the pronunciation.
Yeah, I don't know why or how, but that did change.
Webster did this?
Yeah, if you ever watch the BBC or whatever, like that's how it's pronounced now.
Okay, don't believe that, but continue.
Okay, well, I don't even know what I was saying anymore when you interrupted me.
That you're a Neanderthal
but look,
if you don't
also
drink craft beer.
Also to lay down the truth, Patrick just wanted to play golf at Cabot Links and didn't want to be at the distillery at all. So that's really why you were sort of repulsed by the place, because you wanted to hit the links, and I get that.
I mean, it wasn't just me. There was three other people who were with me, and we all just quit this tour early because, like, this is stupid. Like, who cares?
Well, it sounds like you gave up too quickly.
Oh, yeah, of course. 30 minutes into it, they showed us a video for 10 of it. That was fun.
That sounds cool. I like videos.
Oh, yeah, that was great. To stand in a room and watch a video produced in 1986 on $4 budget. Yeah, it was a great fucking video.
Well, you learn things. And
you don't learn anything. You learn that you want to kill yourself, and I don't need to know that. I'd like to not think about killing myself.
Whiskey is pretty good. I like those whiskey tours. So whiskey's pretty good. I like the really strong peaty ones myself. You want it to taste like a bog on the Scottish moor. That's what I like whiskey to taste like.
Does each sip tell you a story?
It would actually. It tells a different story, but it's different than beer. You can look down your nose at the people all you want, but it's normal and not hipster.
It's very hipstery.
Despite the evidence to the contrary.
Your evidence of each sip tells a story with a craft beer?
Well, I think not with every craft beer, but with the best ones.
Oh, okay. Are you sure you're getting the best ones? Or are the best ones the ones that you drink?
No. Well, if I didn't think they were the best, I wouldn't drink them. But the ones that I've had, I have my favorites and less favorites, but like it's when you learn and hear the story about stuff. It's enriching.
That sounds insufferable, by the way.
Go ahead, and then you can have your Bud Light and enjoy it. And like I don't look down on that either.
Question: what story does your mouth tell you when you're eating McDonald's French fries?
No.
Well, we do have a news item here. This is from CNN Business. Someone just said multiple people have sent this to us, so we're recording the show. It's probably a good time to talk about it. McDonald's is adding a new menu item from an unusual source, Tim, one of its rivals. Beginning October 26th, 9 locations in Louisville, Kentucky will start selling Krispy Kreme donuts as a part of a test to, quote, inform future menu decisions, both companies announced on Tuesday. It's an unusual move since the two chains compete for breakfast customers, and McDonald's already has its own line of pastries as a part of the McCafe lineup. Your thoughts?
I don't like this at all. They make good little mini donuts. They have this creme brulee donut right now, which is top shelf good. They don't need to. You know what? I've purchased a box of Krispy Kremes before from like when people do those fundraisers and you give $20 or $30, whatever, and you get a case of Krispy Kreme, and they're always underwhelming. I don't care for Krispy Kreme at all. Whatever McDonald's does, they do it best because they're McDonald's. They wouldn't do it if they didn't do it best. So I think this is dumb, and I hope it informs their menu by deciding to not continue with it.
Where was the last time you where did you get these Krispy Kreme donuts from?
Like people who sell from like sponsorships, like their fundraising campaigns. You sign up to like buy a box of them.
Yeah, okay, like around like at your work. Is that what you're saying?
That was one place where it's happened. I've seen it all over the place in different spots. Like hockey teams, I think, will fundraise sometimes like that too. Like people,
my kid's school did that.
So
you buy a box
despite the fact that there is not a Krispy Kreme location within 600 miles of us, you're getting Krispy Kreme donuts delivered to you. So you're getting like week-old donuts, and that's what
I do not know how old they are, but that's the fundraiser, and I'm sure they have a direct connection to them to be able to do it, and they're not that good.
I don't know, Jeff. If there wasn't any Krispy Kreme locations in your time zone, I don't know how good that those donuts were going to be anyway.
That does make sense.
I mean, I don't love donuts. They're a lot of sugar. I can only eat like a few bites of them. But there was a Krispy Kreme.
Go on.
I mean, can you really handle that much sugar at your age?
Younger than you.
You are younger than me, but like I haven't been able to do sugar in like 10 years in terms of like.
Yeah, I don't actually like a lot of sugar. That's a fair point.
Yeah, and Krispy Kreme. I mean, you can get some really good ones. There was one at the top of my street when I actually lived downtown, Jeff. That one, the one right at the test where I used to go get my coffee as well, because it'd be like a 30-second walk from my door. Something I miss about living downtown in the city. The ability to walk out my door and like be at a place in 30 seconds rather than having to drive. I really miss it. Really miss it a lot. Anyway, I like Krispy Kreme, but I don't see how you could have like 12 of them. Like order 12 and like have back-to-back Krispy Kreme donuts. That feels like it'd be like a day's worth of meals.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't have donuts very often either. Yeah, that's a good point. But I know the Krispy Kreme ones that I've gotten in these fundraisers have been underwhelming. So I don't think the McDonald's ones are actually a lot better as they are. The McDonald's donuts are good because they're a little tiny. They're tinier. They're tinier. Like they're bigger than a Timbit, but they're smaller than a donut.
Tim, I've never had a McDonald's donut, but I did peel a McDonald's piece that says "free little donut."
Oh well, you know what? Cash that in.
You can give us a review. You can give us a review on next week's show.
I don't know. I've seen them filling like the display of donuts, and it looks like it's just a woman taking them out of a plastic container.
I'm sure. I'm sure it is. I'm sure
no,
they've been pre-made for like a week.
Like Tupperware, like from the oven. I mean, literally like plastic packaging, like you'd get at the grocery store. So.
That's right up my alley. Hey, folks. So it's Halloween week. Next time we reconvene, Halloween will have come and gone. So
what?
Now is the time. Yes. Next time we convene, Halloween is next Monday. So it will have come and gone.
Halloween never ends, man. You're just living by the man schedule.
That's one perspective. So I thought this year I'd give advice of giving a definitive rank of Halloween costumes and the type of costumes that I recommend you wear. Now, this is only for adults.
Sexy cat.
Kids can wear whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Like whatever they like, whatever makes them happy. Who cares?
Sexy nurse.
So the first
sexy
thing
teacher
I have on the list. No, none of this. None of that.
What do you mean none of that? These are the only costumes that matter.
These are the best characters. First and foremost is obscure characters. These are the best costumes. We're talking Arthur from the Tick. We're talking the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones. We're talking obscure characters that people in the know will know.
Question.
But not everyone will know. These are the best characters.
The two examples that you gave are both cartoon characters. Do they have to be cartoon characters?
No, they do not have to be cartoon characters. If you wanted to go as Roy from The Office, that is a good character.
How would you even dress as Roy from The Office?
Not Dunder Mifflin garage suit with a beard.
Be at a Halloween party and someone hands me their like drink to take back to the kitchen.
Yes, you do.
They would think that you work there.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you dress as Kendall Roy to Halloween, you're gonna look, and you're at like a
no. He didn't say Kendall Roy. He said Roy from The Office.
Oh,
Pam's ex-boyfriend.
As obscure characters from shows or from movies, like that guy from Mulholland Drive that you see in the
Oh my God.
like dress as obscure. Those are the best costumes possible.
So
People ask you about them, they remember them. Those are the top of the list, top of the definitive ranking is obscure character costumes.
now,
When you have to explain your costume to people, you failed. Though.
No, I disagree.
No,
I disagree.
I completely agree with Jeff on this one. So the ones that I've seen that you're referring to, but then they just became very commonplace over the last 10 to 15 years or so, and it seems to have persisted because I still see them every single year. Richie Tenenbaum and what's Gwyneth Paltrow's name in that? Margot Tenenbaum.
Yeah,
those
great
two
characters.
But a lot of people dress up as those two because they're really easy. You just go thrifting with Tim, go to the old vintage shop, and you're dressed up as them basically.
Maybe, but my point stands is that whether it's movies or TV shows, obscure but memorable characters are the best Halloween costumes. I strongly believe that.
Hold on. I'm going to throw an addendum on that, saying if you don't look like the person that you're dressing up as, don't do it, because then it just becomes super confusing. Like when our buddy Dub dressed up as Borat, he kind of looks like Borat. That made a lot of sense.
Or if I went as Paul Bearer, it would be a very good impression.
I think you should do that on Sunday night. You should be dressed as Paul Bearer with the urn live on set.
For the funeral. For the Belichick funeral. Perfect.
It's your best impression by a mile.
It is your best impression. You kind of look like the
by
guy.
a mile.
And yeah, you're burying Bill Belichick.
It is a good impression. But it's not my only good impression. I mean, that was my second one, is that you should go as a character you can do an impression of. So if you do a good, I don't know, Alf, or if you do a good Christopher Walken, like I do, or you do a good Lucille Ball, like Jeff likes, whoever you do good everyone I believe has one or two spot on impressions. I believe we're all talented with some ability to do some sort of amazing impression. You could go as that person or character. That's number two. Go as people you can do impressions of, because you'll just continue to just delight people all night long with your impression that's spot on.
I will give a tip out there for people going to Halloween parties. Make your costume, if you're a man, something that you can get your dick out of quickly, because people love hooking up at Halloween parties. And you don't want to be dressed up in one of these things where there's like a back zip. It's going to take a while. Something that's easy to get it out with, just like sexy nurse, sexy cat, whatever it is. Those are easy costumes to have sex in. You can go to a closet. No one is the wiser. By the time that you get out of it, you don't really have much to do. You don't want to be standing there looking for a quick hookup, and it takes you 8 minutes to get out of your costume. Be very cognizant of that if you're going to look to hook up at a party. That's my advice.
So the Spider-Man zips up on the back costume is not the most effective one.
I would say that, unless you cut out weird holes.
Yeah, or unless you're able to also do a web slinger.
What's going to be that very popular
Pop
costume?
culture?
Like I remember a few years ago, the Chilean miners were like 3 out of every 10 guys.
So we
were
had a
dressed as
Halloween party
Chilean
one year.
miners.
That's an easy one, though. That's a really easy
4 or
one
5
to do.
years ago, when Gangnam Style was big, we had somebody go as Psy from Gangnam Style,
And he
so
still
that was
does.
number 3 on my list, which is whatever's pop culturally or a fad in this moment. That's a great costume.
No, that's
You really
not.
only
That's
get
the
one crack
opposite.
at it.
You only get one
No.
crack at it, but the guy going as the super culturally pop culture thing of that very moment is the least creative guy you know.
Least
Oh, I don't
creative,
know.
and here's the problem, Tim. Here's the problem. Unless you do it the best out of all the 100 guys at the party in the same costume, you suck. You suck. And one guy is going to have an accessory or have the look or do something where he just crushes all you guys, and you guys all just look like shit.
So this is
I
like South Park
100%
when
agree
everyone
with Tim.
dresses up as Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Well, I just think I've always enjoyed the like when Sharknado was big and somebody went as Sharknado. Like
Those are horrible
pop-
costumes.
I like pop culture-y fad costumes. I think they're great. They're discussion pieces. When you see the photos a year later, you can immediately remember what year that Halloween party was because that came out that year. That must be why that person went as that. It's a great sort of like time capsule. of the day. So I love that.
How do you feel about joint costumes? Because people who watch the live show on Sunday will sometimes hear laughing in the background. That's our pal Yanni. Yanni and I went as Crockett and Tubbs from the 1980s Miami Vice one year, but we got so drunk at the party we started to look like Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell by the end of the night. And like, I think they both had to go to rehab after filming that movie. And that's just what we looked like by the end of the night.
I think joint costumes are fantastic. I love them. They're also on my list. Joint costumes or couples costumes. I have been places where people dress up in exactly that way, and it is fantastic. Where I've seen photos, and it's fantastic. That's also on the list. Be creative. Like, there's nothing more dour than the person who glumly says, I hate Halloween. It's for suckers, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you have that opinion, you're welcome to have it, but like, no one needs to know, right? Like, don't dampen other people's excitement for the holiday. Like,
hey, listen. If I am having a Halloween party, I don't give a shit if people don't come in a costume. It does not bother me.
Oh, you don't have to come. And I'm not saying
no.
that.
You can still
don't come in a costume.
You can still come. You don't have to wear a costume.
I agree, but then don't just show up and say Halloween is stupid and like don't you know what I mean? Like, you don't like denigrate the whole costume experience. You don't have to wear one. No, that's fine.
I mean, the only person in danger of doing that is you being a hipster.
I am not.
I dress up in my Halloween costume the other 364 days a year, but not tonight. It's stupid. You're so corporate, man. That's you.
I had a Soc professor who came to class once wearing a suit and tie. It was a Halloween, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not a slave to the man, so this is my costume today. It's the only time of year I'll ever wear a suit." And I just remember thinking, if I didn't need this class to graduate, I'd drop this so fast.
Paul, you were going to say.
Why? So
I just
think.
Oh,
Paul.
No, go, Paul. Go.
I was going to say we should have like a Mayo Media giveaway, Halloween giveaway, if somebody wants to go out as Hipster Tim.
Yeah, if someone dresses
send
up,
pictures and we will send. I don't know. We've got some
I got $100 to give you.
We got some swag to give away.
No,
here.
we don't have swag to give away. All I have is the fucking coin. I can't give.
We got some Prize Picks swag over there.
Yeah, we'll give you some Prize Picks.
You got some Prize Picks swag.
DraftKings bucks.
I don't have the. You know what? I'll just give you $100.
The best.
Whoever dresses the best up as Hipster Tim sends us a picture. I'll judge it. We'll judge it on the show collectively, and the winner will get $100. The Tim Andercus Hipster Costume Contest. Great idea. That's why Paul's a producer.
I'm not a hipster, although I've been really getting into tea the last couple of weeks.
Fuck.
I bought this stuff called dirty chai tea, which is like got a little bit of espresso mixed into the tea bag with the chai tea. So like it gives you a little bit of a hit of caffeine while also you're sort of getting the mellow and full flavor of the chai.
You're starting to sound like something that rhymes with tea bag, by the way.
No, it's just like I have started to get into tea recently, which I'm sure is not helping me, but it's true.
You are kind of like Trump in the sense that there's always a tweet. Like there's always a tweet in your history that will probably come back on you like with a completely different opinion than the one that you formulate.
Well, because I don't delete.
And you make outrageous claims on stuff you have no idea about. Like when you were tweeting about how trash craft beer was, just turns out you had never had one.
I express my opinion as I see it in that moment.
Your DFL ranking.
The DFL on my list, the other couple of things on this costume list are, when in doubt, go the extra mile. You won't regret it. Go ahead, do the painting, do the extra thing, add the little touches, go the extra mile, have fun with it. But the DFL, the worst thing you can be is the generic character. Don't go as Batman. Or Spider-Man.
The Batman.
Or, Buzz Lightyear. Or the hockey player. Or the football. Don't go as a generic. Everyone's seen it.
You're talking about an adult. What adults do you see dressed up like this?
Oh, I see it at every
the hockey guy, the baseball player, Tim's right. That is the
you see it at every.
How many adults do you know that are dressing up as Spider-Man or Batman?
Every year, somebody dresses as one of the major superhero characters at the Halloween party I go to. One person or another. Every year.
Is it the same
invariably?
Person?
No, it's not. That's why I say that. It's not.
Now,
It happens every year. It will happen again this year, no doubt. People do this.
I would think that those people are that are picking up a costume last second because they don't want to be the person at the party that gets bullied by you for not having a costume.
Well, I just like originality, and like I prefer.
Yeah, but they don't care, but they want to keep up the illusion anyway.
I like when people wear costumes like you've never heard of this person. Like I like that.
That time. Of course, you're hipster Tim. Of course, you would love that.
No. Like I like the obscure.
You haven't heard of it? Well, I have.
You like people should know who Arthur from the Tick is, for example. If they don't, well then too bad. Oh, I'm the boss from Life and Times of Tim. You know who that is? Okay.
These are just cartoons that you're talking about.
Nobody knows who these people are.
Yeah, then you have to
Or
fucking
like, you're Murray. I'm dressed up as Murray from Flight of the Conchords.
I know who that is.
Oh, that one's a bit more known, I would suppose. Anyway, these are all costumes for men. Do you have any costumes for women?
Oh, well, it's the same thing. These are all unisex costumes.
Sexy prostitute?
No. Well, compared to what? Non-sexy prostitute?
Well, I would say the majority of prostitutes are not sexy. So, yeah, sexy prostitute would be good.
Fair enough. I think of these characters as unisex. Like, pick obscure characters that are interesting.
Jeff?
Are
there a lot of hookers around Disney?
I don't know. I wouldn't know how to pick them out. I mean, it's not like the ones you see sitting near the slot machines at the Wynn. You're coming out of excess at 3 a.m. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good radar for that. Like I wouldn't know. I'm aloof.
You're not a good target. I guess you're always with your wife and your kids, so you can't just be approached. But I would think that if there's people going to these things by themselves, that there'd probably be a hooker circuit around. That'd be my guess anyway. The seedy underbelly of Disney, and why people
and
go
I
there
think
by
it's
themselves.
It's a very popular convention location. So you're based on that alone, you're there's no doubt there's a for sure industry here for that. No doubt.
No, yeah, sure. People have to dress up like Donald Duck before they can have fun.
Well, they might. Maybe that's the only way they can get off. You're having jet speeds. Don't look down on them.
First, no, I'm not. But secondly, you don't need to dress up like Donald Duck.
Why not?
No need.
You're telling me as you envision the fourth quarter of Jets Vikings Super Bowl, it doesn't start to chub up with your 12-point lead?
No, differently. I start to get terrified. I start thinking, oh my God, what would happen if we lost this game? Oh my God, how could we lose this game? What if we scored a touchdown, we kicked, and we missed the extra point to lose? What if Zach played a great game but threw a devastating pick? What would I do? Would I cry? Would I not cry? Would I stay here? Would I leave? What would I do? I start to have those sorts of panic and fears go through my. None of these dreams are pleasant.
If the Chargers made the Super Bowl, win or lose, I'm gonna cry. The journey to get there and then to come home empty and to think I have to do that over again would cause me to cry. Them winning would cause me to cry. There would be no scenario in which there wasn't lots of tears.
You're right. Tears would be a necessity. But what type of tears? Yeah.
You know what would be a really easy costume to do? Ace Ventura.
Yes, with asparagus in your mouth?
You probably don't need to do that, no. That's trying too hard. That would make people not like you at a party. You'd be like that guy, T.H. Fake McCory that we knew. He's just a tryhard. No one likes a tryhard.
Yeah, you could go as Ace Ventura. That'd be great. Smoking.
That's the mask.
Wait, that's the mask. Somebody stop me.
It's a pretty good Jim Carrey, pal.
Smoking. No. Somebody stop me. That's Ace Ventura, right?
You nailed it.
Okay. That's pretty good.
It's an easy costume, is what I'm saying. What are you going as for Halloween?
I haven't decided yet. I'm between a couple of different things.
Give us the short list.
Well, I've got this really cool dark robe that I wear sometimes that you can accessorize.
So you can be the dude?
No, not that type of robe. It's sort of like a cloak, like a wizard's cloak.
Did you steal it from a hotel?
Yeah. Is it that thing? Is that thing you got your PhD in? That looks like the jester's uniform?
It is not a jester's uniform. It's academic regalia. I've considered going as a fictional character, the Curse.
So you're just going to propagate the curse?
I've decided I could go as that as the fictional character and quote unquote curse things throughout the evening.
But you'd be doing that anyway. It sounds like you showed up without a costume.
No, I mean, like, I can come up with stuff.
It sounds like you're.
I've come up with stuff at the last minute. I've come up with stuff at the last minute before. I'm very talented at that.
But you're telling people like this list of stuff that they should do. Like, don't go as an obscure character to anything. Go as a character people know. Just make it an older character. Don't make it
What
like
if you went as the nihilist from Lebowski? Like, that's a great character.
people would think you're a fucking Nazi if you did that. If they would think that you're in a Nazi outfit. Do you want people to make that mistake? Oh, they don't know who I am. What a hipster. It's like, oh, he's a Nazi. Great.
No.
You'd be like fucking Prince Harry.
What if I went as Eric Bana's character from The Castle? Like, that would be a good character. I don't know. I'm spitballing. Like, that's the type of obscure character I think is funny that people, when they hear who it is, like, really enjoy that. Like, oh yeah, I know who that is. You're like, your Uncle Maurice from Bewitched. That's a good character. Or Jeff Probst. Wear a vest. Tell various people that the tribe has spoken. I just hope this Halloween party we play beer pong, because I am, little unknown, I'm excellent at beer pong. So much so that they had to change the rules in years past, where they don't allow you to blow the ball out of the cup. Because I was good at that.
No one believes you.
I'm actually I'm not the best at it, but I'm pretty decent at Beirut, I have to say.
No one believes that.
Well, it's true. I'm pretty decent at it.
Mm-hmm. Can this be corroborated by anyone besides you?
I'm sure other people will say, yeah, Tim is actually pretty decent at it.
I will throw that out there to the group right now, and I'll have an answer by the end of the show. How about that?
Okay, I think they'll tell you that, yeah, he's not too bad at it. Jeff,
I just got a text response. I just asked, is CUST good at beer pong? It's just like, he's not. He's the worst. Why? Did he claim to be great? It was just the response.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Tim Butts said that. First response.
I am good at it, though. I am good at it. Two things. First, I want to spend a little bit of my time and hand it over to Jeff in the corner to answer some questions that were posed on the Pick Show on Friday. Namely, do you believe, Jeff, that you are an actual member of the Chargers coaching and front office staff? This is what was suggested, that you actually believe that you are a member of the Chargers organization. Do you believe that that's true?
That's an insane comment. What does that mean? Nobody calls me. No one wants my opinion. Just because my wardrobe might think that, I'm not delusional to think that I am. Now, am I lucky enough to sort of exchange once in a while, does DMs with the Spanos? Yeah, that happens. Will our relationship get a little light spark under it when we meet again at Antonio Gates's Hall of Fame enshrinement in a year, I think? Because I'll certainly be there, and I'll be in the VIP, and I'll run into the Spanoses again, and I'll remind them of the promises that were made to me. And if we really want to get into it, I could show them that, hey, look, I actually told you should hire Brian Daboll. Like, here was the message. But no, I don't. I missed that segment. That's insane. I love the team. Other than my immediate family, there's nothing I care more about than the Chargers. My life, I guess, is pretty boring. I'm not going to dispute that. But to think that I am a member, no, I don't understand how, I don't even understand the context that comes out. I just love the team. I don't think I play for the team. I don't think I coach the team. I don't think I'm in the management team. I don't understand that. I don't think I've ever spoken like I do think that. I just love the team. I'm a fan. So, no.
Okay. Question 2. Tell me about the world of Coke.
Oh,
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Tell me about that place.
You talking about like the Coke store or the cool
Yes,
center?
the place you sent me that you sent like everything. You sent me like a 20-second clip and it got me hyped. I want to hear about it.
Okay, so there's a cool center in Epcot, that has like just sodas from around the world that they let you sample freely. They were all repulsive to me. So that's just the cool center. You would probably like that sort of thing. And then there's just a big Coke store, or I don't know, like I showed you, just a lot of Coke.
What merch was being bought? Like what was that? See, I'd be asking the questions. Like what are the popular sellers? Like, do you sell a lot of this stuff, that stuff? Like what were people buying? Like what did you see people buying?
I wasn't in there very long to inspect other people purchasing. You saw the shirts. I don't know.
They look so cool. I'd be right at the front desk and I would just be asking questions. I'd actually want to speak to like an assistant manager or something, just so I could ask them questions about like what's popular and what sells. And
but what do you care? Wouldn't you just pick like what you liked?
Oh yeah, but I'm curious what other people are interested in. Like what's the popular and hip sort of like Coke wear? Like, do they have any inside info on like new stuff that's coming out or like promotions?
Dude,
or...
they're just people that are working their shift at that place. And I will say it is the organization of that parks, hotel, resorts. It's beyond comprehension how organized the entire operation is. And obviously, I guess it has to be because it's so massive. We had a wonderful time. I guess my biggest takeaway from the trip is, that my girls are angels. Like seeing other people's children in the wild, like it just reinforces how lovely my girls are. And the only thing I really want to share with you guys about the whole experience is something's going on in that place. And the numbers just don't make sense. But the amount of people that are in scooters, and my heart breaks and full. Like, this is not, if you are like actually handicapped, there's a scooter for you. And if like, you should see what this place does with children, with special needs. It would honestly like make your eyes water to see how wonderful they are. And that is nothing what I am talking about. But it's just these hordes of humans on scooters. And you could tell who's never ridden a scooter before. People that need a scooter, that ride a scooter, they know how to turn a corner. They've done it in the grocery store maybe their entire life, sadly, or whatever their predicament is that has put them in there. These people, it's a travesty what is happening there. And credit to Walt and the organization for, like, they finally said, no. You're not renting a scooter for $35 and getting to the front of the line anymore. They've pretty much made every ride where the lane's big enough where if you're going to wait for the ride, you can scooter and you can do the turns. And you see these people, they've never driven a scooter before. They can't make a turn.
Are these people chair
Their
bound?
scooters
like,
are stalling in the middle of the path. Like,
so what you're
are these
saying?
Larger people?
Or is it like when Homer accidentally got put in that old folks home and he wanted to be hooked up to the iron lung because here I am using my lungs like a sucker?
Yeah. And you know what? I get it. It's a long day. Those places are big. They are big. And my golf blister grew a goddamn blister. Okay? I get it. My season-long golf blister like grew a mountain on it. Okay? It's part of the experience. Maybe they should figure something out. Like, you're that gassed. Okay, you get like an hour on the scooter. Like, you get a little reprieve. Here's the scooter.
That's not what mobility scooters are for.
It is embarrassing what is happening in society. And there's a generation of people like that are a bit older that rag on Gen Zs and millennials. These people can't even walk. They have no right to make fun of anybody for being lazy or not wanting to work. Again, my heartbreak, if you need it, it's 100% should be there for you. That's why it is there. But it is like it is like, I don't know, it's like a government system that people are taking advantage of.
You know what it's like, the way that you're describing it, is the people who bring like their chihuahua on a plane now, like, no, this is my like service animal. Like they're faking service animals so they can bring their pets on the plane.
Oh, yeah, I know. My mother-in-law sometimes thinks she's so entitled her dog can go in the grocery store. I get so mad. I get so mad.
Grocery store.
I get so mad.
That's awful.
So
Oh, no,
gross.
no, not the grocery store.
No,
Like,
these
seeing eye dogs are
entitled
taught.
women, there's no stopping them.
Oh, no, you can't go in that grocery store. You can't have your dog
No, because they
following
like,
around the
like
lines.
and then any questions, it's a service. No, it's like a mental health. No. And again, that it hurts to distract from there are, parents with children who could have, some.
Yeah, all it does
Like
is
or
it
like
does
an
a
intense-
disservice to the people who actually need the stuff.
Yeah, and that is what they are doing to the truly needing of the scooter people. And to answer your question, Tim, no, it's not all like
People of
grossly
size. People of
obese
size.
people. You should like honestly, if you're gonna walk around a scooter, at least like live up the gimmick and put like a leg boot on or something. Like make me think you're. I don't know. That's my main.
I heard there was a lot of ironic dad T-shirts being worn as well.
Oh yeah, the ironic dad T-shirt thing is like a vibe. It's a vibe. I don't own any of those. They're not really in my T-shirt collection, but yeah, the Dadalorian, Bank of Dad,
Most expensive day ever.
yeah, and like with Disney font or
So it's the most.
I might
So
be a le-
okay. So
I'm
so
a lefty,
hold on.
but I'm always right.
Oh.
Or like I love my wife in huge letters on the front, and on the back it's like when she doesn't notice I buy new power tools.
I don't even know how to quantify.
Oh, Finding Vino. Like, yeah, the ironic dad T-shirt is a vibe down there.
That sounds
Like,
so horrible.
Yeah, that people should be incarcerated for wearing clothes like that.
I'm always in control, and it's like a picture of a video game remote. Like, where do
No,
people
no,
get
go
these
away,
things?
go away to jail immediately. Go to your Comic-Con and wear that stuff.
I mean, that's basically a version of Comic-Con is going to Disney, isn't it?
Were there people in cosplay, Jeff, that weren't employees of the Disney Corporation?
No, because they don't really let you wear costumes. Although it was Halloween, and you see some lovely, family get-ups. And listen, you see these families, and it's like there's a lot of huge family vacations, right? Like grandparents and cousins and the whole thing. So they're wearing like the matching T-shirts. Like there's a ton of that. That is everywhere.
That's awful. I'm sorry. You don't need to dress everybody like you're the Van Trapp family in Sound of Music and all have the same uniform on when you go out to your vacation.
But
You don't.
it is beautiful to see those sorts of things in a small way. It kind of made me and my wife resent, like, how come none of our, like, because we offered it to all of our family.
Because they didn't want to fucking go. Because you offered it to your family so they might watch your kids and you guys could sneak off and do something else. As someone with little kids, I know how this family thing works.
Yeah, but then there's the part of it, like, if it was my sister who asked, maybe the private, whatever.
Is your family playing favorites and you're not the favorite?
No, I'm very much. Everyone's in good standing. I didn't mean to say anything. We had a great time, even though we still don't have all our bags.
Oh no.
From the trip, and it was a bit of a scene coming home, and I got yelled at by a customs officer.
What were you trying to? What were you trying to smuggle?
Let's hear it.
What were you trying to smuggle?
No, nothing. So we land, like, our plane was already delayed, and I will say, I love traveling during football so long as the Chargers aren't playing. Like, sitting in the airport, watching football, tracking the games, being on the plane, having football, like, that makes it a much easier day. Even landing and waiting like 2 hours for our luggage after a day of a delayed flight. Now, we knew the plane was delayed, so it's not like we sat at the airport. Like, it's annoying to have a plane delayed, but if you know it's delayed in the morning, then, you know, could have a nice day. We go for lunch. Like we did that, and I can, you know, tracking the football. But we get there. Now the luggage isn't coming. It's not showing. We've been there for 2 hours. I got a 3 and a 6-year-old. I just want my wife to leave with the kids. You leave. I will deal with this luggage. I'll bring it all myself. You get them home, bathed, bed. It's been a long week. But, you know, in clearing customs, you get like the paper form, and we're all on a form together, right?
Oh, yes.
So they wouldn't. And I'm just like, what are you going to do? Like, I'm not even being, I'm having like a normal conversation. You know, I'm a pussy. Like, you think I'm going to talk up to a customs officer? Pfft, you don't know me. Like, I might get agitated talking about the Chargers. Trust me. Ugh. That's not in my.
This isn't Harvey's, for God's sakes.
Yeah, exactly. This is
guy's
not
trying,
Harvey's.
He's not trying to sell you card sleeves.
This is not Harvey's or the lady who's making me mobile order when the card sleeves are right behind her, and I just want a couple hard cases, and I got, you know, cash, and I don't have the credit card set up to your mobile shit. And I'm just like, what's the worst that can happen? I'll go through customs again. Like, just let them go. What do you get? Like, you're going to make me stay here all night because I don't have my form? And the guy's like, no, you just have to go together. I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, just let them go. Look at the kids. I'll literally do the whole customs again. And then this, from out of nowhere, I get this Braun Strowman looking fella. Everybody leaves together. I'm like, okay, like, that's enough. We're all leaving together. So we just left. I said, fuck it. I don't know if these bags are coming. I've lost bags before. Air Canada's delivered them to my front door every time. And so far, 2 of the 4 have been delivered, and I found out they never even got on the plane. So waiting there longer would have been stupid anyway. And I will say, even the annoying day of travel, me and my wife, you know, at the end, I'm a mental midget. I could have the greatest week ever. That just an annoying travel day home could ruin a whole trip for me. Nope. I am mentally more mature. Not a chance. We had such an incredible week. That would not spoil one part of it for me. There it is.
Okay. I took the kids out trick-or-treating last night. We went out last year. They were 3 and 2 last year, but it was pouring rain, so we didn't really encounter anyone. We went to like 6 houses. They didn't really know what the hell was going on. But this year, out in full force. Halloween was back last night.
The weather was perfect here last night.
The weather was awesome. There was a ton of people in my neighborhood, just people everywhere. And then people started like driving cars through the neighborhood, which I don't get on Halloween, but I guess they were just dropping off their kids to go trick-or-treating in our area. Did not realize, Jeff, the amount of booze that parents are... It just never occurred to me because someone asked me. Because you see like parents with like a coffee cup or whatever it is that they're walking around with. There's just booze in there, as it turns out. I didn't realize that. And other people were like, do you have no self-awareness? Like, I haven't been involved in Halloween since I was like 12.
It didn't happen when we grew up. It didn't happen when we grew up.
I don't know if that's the case or not. I was 12.
I would remember. I'd remember it.
You're the same guy who doesn't
remember what?
You are the same guy that didn't know that people were drinking in high school.
They were drinking at the alcohol parties, not where I was invited. Anyway, I'd see people. Anyway, you'd smell it and see it. But I saw you.
What do you mean smell it? What do you mean smell it and see it?
You'd see the beer.
They don't have cans of beer walking around.
Literally, people were saying that I read your tweet, and then like other people were talking about it. And like apparently, there are houses where like they give beers to the parents after they give treats to the kids. I was like, this is not my experience.
Well, where I grew up, there was always a house that did give out shots to the parents, that they could have a shot, but you didn't like bring it with you because they had all their booze and the coffee. And I guess at the time it would have been like it wouldn't be a Starbucks mug. It would have been like a Tim Hortons cup or something like that, just filled with booze. But like I said, I hadn't been involved in Halloween, Jeff, really, since I was 12. I wouldn't have noticed when I was 12. I didn't bring my kids out until now, so it's been like 20 years. It never occurred to me.
It all makes sense. I didn't think about it at all. I was stuck at home doing the handout, giving the candy. So I guess I missed.
That seems like that's the plum job, I'd imagine, of the two. Instead of walking house to house, I think to stay home and give the handy.
Normally I would be out on the streets, but my wife, I don't know, she organized something with her and like her little posse of best friends, and a couple of them were driving to our hood. So like she created her own little scene, and then I was totally not needed, and yeah, I stayed home. I don't know if it's the best gig. I did a couple houses with the girls just to be an active dad. Although I was a great dad last week.
I would switch that up. Being there and seeing other people's kids, the worst. Being out with your kids, seeing them happy, walking around, getting candy, the best. That's the part you want to be at. I didn't realize your wife had a crew though, Jeff. She rolls like 70.
No, not like a crew. Listen,
is she like AI's mom?
No, when I say a crew, listen, it's a girl. She's got like 3 friends.
Oh.
So how much Halloween candy do you have in your house now?
There are boatloads. There are boatloads because we got we got like a very close family friend who lives nearby who just likes to literally just hoards my children with candy. Not that they'll keep it all, but yeah, just dumps it. We have way too much candy. It's repulsive, to be honest.
We bought way too much candy. We weren't able to give it all away with the amount of people that we got. I think we got like 60 or 70 kids coming to the door. Most of the action was on the other side of the street where the sidewalk is. That makes a lot of sense. And then the kids got a bunch of candy. So we were at home. We just have all this candy. It's like, we can't have this all in the house because we're just going to continue to eat this for the next month. So what we did was we put everything in a bowl and put it outside. It's like, we don't want to answer the door anymore. We got to put the kids down to bed at this point. It was like 7:45 because they're young and you put them to bed and that there's still people that are going to be trickling through. So I put the kid to bed and then all of a sudden I hear the doorbell ring. I was like, why the fuck is anyone ringing the doorbell? There's candy out there. Just take one and move on. I went out and Tim, what I told you happened. There was probably 100 chocolate bars and candy, like the little ones, in a bowl outside my door. Looked outside, all gone.
Yeah, well, I guess it only takes one thief.
Just whoop. I'm glad they took it. I didn't want it.
I guess.
Yeah, you're happy they took it. You just didn't want the doorbell ringing after someone had taken it.
That was the whole thing. Yeah, we didn't want the doorbell to ring to wake up the kids, and us have to leave the room to go answer the door. So then I had to crack into the kids' candy and give them some of the kids' candy because we had no candy left.
And then you turn the lights off. Later, peeps.
Was it it was a good haul though?
Yeah, it was fine. Far fewer full-size chocolate bars this year.
That's too bad.
I would say down 80% from last year.
Anything you had to throw out?
What do you mean?
Like people, when I was young, my mom or dad would check the candy, and there's always some things they'd have to throw out.
Yeah, no one gave us homemade candy.
Like there's always the Ziploc bag full of something like that would just get thrown out. Unless
people don't. I don't think people do that anymore. They're not giving you candy apples and their homemade treats.
That used to happen when we were kids. That was real, though.
Yes,
I agree.
I haven't done Halloween since I was 12, and that was a real thing that people did, and I basically always got thrown out.
And going to the candy apple house was like a house you wanted to hit, too.
No.
Oh, I would eat it while I was trick-or-treating, because I was really, what are you going to do? You can't really put it in your bag.
Oh, and by the way, my kid did get a can. I know you guys were talking about it. Was it last week or your Sunday? My kid got a can, 2 cans of cream soda.
Oh,
never even had pop.
So what you're saying is the people whose house that you went to, they were like, we have way too much of this soda. We need to get rid of it. Just dump it off to these kids.
I have no idea.
Soda.
But now it's a pink can, and now my kid wants to try it, and I'm like, we'll try it together.
Were there many cans of pop on your side, Patrick, or mini sips or something?
No one gave out any liquid. Not a single person, because they're sensible people.
Okay, but that doesn't. Okay, but there's also a lot of unsensible people, as you would say, who gave out pop. So, cream soda is actually pretty good. I haven't had a cream soda in a while.
And I didn't get it. My kids got no raisins. Tim, what do you think that says?
That's disappointing. Well, I guess people kept the good candy for themselves then.
We didn't get any raisins either. We got a lot of bags of chips. I don't know how I feel about bags of chips as a Halloween candy, but they were giving out good chips. I pounded into some Cheetos last night. I was like, I can do Cheetos. I don't need your off-brand regular chips, but give me some spicy Cheetos and I'm in. I don't mind that.
Yeah, Lay's plain. That's where it's at.
Paul, you had a question?
Raisins would be one of the things you would want to throw out because they come in the little cardboard, and that could be really tampered with.
Yeah, razor blade raisins. Watch out.
I guess. I guess I never really thought of that.
You could put anything in there.
I guess.
Close it back up and nobody would be the wiser.
Yeah, one of these people could just listen. You could be taking your raisins over and over. They could be prescribed to you, and it just takes one person to switch out one of those raisins. Then boom, it's all over, Tim.
I'd be curious what candy people get these days. Like do the sorts of candies we used to get, people still get, like Runts and Warheads?
No. There's none of that stuff. Here's how it works. You get people either buy the full size candy bar and give it out, like the chocolate bar, and give it out to you, or they buy one of the two small candy ones that have 5 separate, like, you know what I'm talking about, the big boxes that you see at the grocery store.
I do.
Or they get the box of chips, or they get the, like, Sour Patch Kids, Swedish berries, like that one. Most people just get a bunch of both and give you a few. Then there are the odd few that have, like, the Halloween-themed candy, which is awful, like a chocolate eyeball that you can give out. Or those like, suckers that aren't suckers, they're just really hard. Like, they're not...
Oh, yes, I know what you mean.
You know, like, those still are floating around, but they have Halloween packaging on them. Like, no one wants those. Like, I
remember there used to be a caramel apple sucker that used to come out every Halloween.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It had, like, it was green sucker with the real caramel on it. Someone always gave that out. Same as the Halloween Kisses, which I like, the molasses ones.
So, Tim, did you not go to the store? Isn't this your move to, like, buy the 50% off boxes today?
I made a stop at lunchtime to pick up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good... I saw, sometimes they're sold out by lunchtime.
Jeff, did you have any, like, because I looked through the boys' bags, and I was like, all right, what's the one thing that I want from this? And I found what I wanted. Did you have anything like that?
No, but I ate a lot last night.
How many mini coffee crisps did you dominate, Jeffrey?
The whole gamut. I made myself my own, like, super mixer pack, I tell you. One of everything.
I got there was a full-size caramel bar, and I was like, I haven't had one of these in like 5 years. So I put it in the fridge. I've left it there for the night. So when I get home after filming this, I'm going to indulge myself, and hopefully it's as good as I remember it being.
And those, even the mini caramel, like, you get the 2 squares, those that is always like an elite top, but
it is also, they're hard to find though. Like, they're not a part of, like, the giant
they don't
packages.
exist. They don't exist anymore. They're not, like, in one of those mass packages, and unfortunately, they, like, can sometimes be the most likely to lose their integrity, like get smushed or be
thin chocolate, it's very thin.
Yeah.
On that same lane, I used to like the Rolos, but now the mini Rolos are awful. They're like the tiniest little things. They're not worth eating. I agree.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like it's a complete waste of time. At least the mini caramel bars have integrity. Like, it's a full 2 squares of real caramel chocolate bar. Like, the mini Rolos are trash.
All right.
I had a tummy ache this morning, like, bad. So.
Oh, did you? Because of your super mixer pack?
Yeah.
Well, that's when you eat 12 mini Twix, Jeff. That's gonna happen.
No, it wasn't 12 mini Twix, but it was like one of each. So yeah, we're maybe like flirted with 12. Yeah.
Did you have some Smarties?
Had a Smartie. Whatever.
Did you eat the red ones last?
No. I just used the Smartie box as a garbage can for the little chocolate wrappers.
I did the exact same thing today. That's the box I got.
That's why you eat the Smarties first, because then
yes, 100%. I did the exact same thing. I put the little Kit Kat and I put the little whatever in the Smarties box. Yes. Okay. So everybody must do this. This is just a thing people do. It's not just something weird I do.
It's from my engineering degree.
I don't know. You went to Western. That wouldn't surprise me. That's what they taught you in engineering. I want to talk about Twitter and Elon.
You want to talk about
Musk,
Twitter and Eli Manning, or Eli from There Will Be Blood? Which one?
I drink your milkshake.
Don't
bully me, Patrick.
I am the third revelation.
I want to talk about Twitter and Musk because, honestly, as an observer, it's hilarious to me. But the only thing that's annoying me is all the people saying, oh, well, now you can go ahead and buy your verification. I don't want to buy verification. I don't need a blue check mark. I'm not jealous of blue check marks. I don't need them. I don't crave that type of attention and that type of reassurance and credit that need to have a blue check mark on Twitter. I don't have one. I was denied. I'm pretty sure I applied and was denied. I'm trying to think how that happened. I can't remember now.
You were so jealous when Garion got his blue check mark.
Well, just, why did Garion get it, not me? Didn't make any sense. If anyone's going to get it, it should be me. It's like giving it to guys like Mullins, who's a nobody, and to Garion, who, Garion's a great guy, but, I have more followers than Garion. I
have more followers than you. Wouldn't that make me more deserving than you?
You could be verified anytime you wanted to be.
No.
You choose not to be verified. That's different. But, what he's doing with selling verification for $8 a piece and, trolling people on Twitter, he tweeted out today that Twitter's never had more users than it's had right now. A lot of people are saying that it was a $44 billion waste of money, but I don't know. I think this might actually really work out for him. The way I'm looking at it, he's brought Twitter back from being sort of a realm of irrelevancy that only a few people are going on, but it's not that popular. I think he's breathed a lot of air into Twitter. It's become a very fascinating and interesting place to be. Bezos wasted a lot more money on Thursday Night Football maybe than Elon wasted on Twitter. I don't know. That's a thesis I'm considering here.
Well, here's the issue. Now that you've cursed poor Elon, he's going to lose all of his money, and Twitter's going to go somehow explode from the source, and we'll never have it again. My revenue streams are down, but that's the whole key here. Is what are, besides this $8 a month thing that he wants to bring in, what are the revenue streams of Twitter? This has always been the big thing with Twitter. How do you actually make money off of it? At least there is a tangible way. When you kind of reference Thursday Night Football, the Thursday Night Football games have been bad. It's probably worth 5x whatever Bezos paid for those games to be on Amazon, because now people have to go buy Amazon in order to watch the games. There's a very tangible way to make money off that. And once they have their Amazon Prime accounts, Jeff, then they can just start ordering more things off Amazon. How do you even make money off Twitter?
I have no clue. Will have no issue if a couple things. I'll have no issue if politics obsessed people leave Twitter and it's just left to us
they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they'll be the last people hanging on.
But I'm just saying,
these are all the people who said they were leaving Twitter to go to Truth Social.
Twitter to me is still fabulous. It's still fabulous. I don't get caught up in a lot of that stuff. I would happily pay $8 if it means, if what he says is true and that would eliminate bots and interacting with them, I would happily pay $100 a year.
Then who would you fight with?
I don't know. I don't need to fight with anybody.
But you fight with bots exclusively.
So that'd be great. That's exactly why. I don't have your willpower. So I'd happily pay $100 to get rid of those fights. But I've noticed an influx in the sex bots are back.
Ooh, sex bots.
Yeah, yeah.
The gamble
which
bots
are better
are
than live bots. Which are having a sex bot flirt with you is way better.
Are the live bots? Are the live bots more active though? That's the main question.
Yeah, no, Tim, I think we need your power rankings of these three bots. What's your favorite to least favorite? Sex bot, live bot, or those weird gambling bots?
Fixed game bot.
What's the other one?
Fixed game.
Yeah, fixed games. Yeah, these games are rigged. Give me money through Western Union so I can bet on them.
Those are all insufferable, except for the live bots, because I know how much Jeff loves to argue with them. So it makes me happy to see the live bots. They're not hurting. Live bots aren't hurting anybody. Live bots are just stupid.
No. The live bots coming on Twitter in the summer of 2022 to defend live golf is crazier to me than Ron Washington telling us in his late 60s he tried cocaine for the first time. I don't understand. None of that makes any sense to me. You avoided this cesspool that is Twitter for so long, and then in the summer of 2022 you felt the need to join Twitter to talk golf? That's crazier than than a guy who played with Tim Raines telling me in his 60s was the first time after making it his whole life he finally had that urge to put cocaine up his nose in his late 60s or however old he was.
Maybe he was just poorly influenced by Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, maybe, but
But do we think that this is going to work for Musk?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be something big that happens, not involving Twitter, not involving Elon, and then everyone's just going to stop caring about it. Then Elon likes to be in the news here. Now he kind of controls some of the way that we see the news in a way. So, I don't know. I think he's just going to start doing outrageous things. Like, if he wants Twitter to succeed and make money, like, he's got to let Trump back, like, sooner rather than later.
Apparently, Trump has an announcement to make.
Is that tonight?
I think it's like
on the 14th.
Oh, yeah.
On the 14th,
people are surmising
Monday.
that he may be making his return to Twitter.
I thought that was the 14th. He was going to announce that he's running for president.
Yeah, that's probably
I saw
more
that
likely.
on Newsmax. So
Yeah.
there you go. I was looking.
I was.
All right, so Jeff, I was looking into this guy that I used to work with, who I hadn't heard from in ages. So I clicked on his name. Turns out he's a writer for Newsmax now. And that's how I heard that Trump is going to announce on the 14th.
Newsmax isn't like hardcore, right? Because they let Chris Cuomo do their primetime show now. I feel.
You seem to know a lot
Tim's
about
buddy.
Newsmax.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't get me started on the Cuomos, Jeff.
But I was pro Elon buying Twitter. That didn't bother me at all. But I had some people like write me that, I'll be, me and my family will be forced into a single 1-bedroom apartment in Tel Aviv because of this. Take that what you will.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't know. I'll never drive a Tesla unless they're the only thing available to drive. And I certainly ain't ever going to take a leisure ride to space. But I have the
I would love to go to space.
I have the utmost
and I'd love to own a
respect
Tesla
for the guy.
Did own a
So I have no
Tesla?
issues with him buying the platform.
Like, I think Teslas are really cool.
Oh man,
I'm pro Tesla.
So you're pro Elon, and this is going to be successful. Now you're pro Tesla. The poor guy's going to have like no money left here. by the
I'm
end of the week.
very pro.
But
space.
is there not irony in the left now despising maybe the greatest environmentalist of our time? Like, the guy made the electric car mainstream.
Yep.
You would
But you see that
you would
he
have
doesn't have all their values.
Yeah,
Jeff.
no,
Therefore,
you would
he's
have
the worst person on earth.
You would have to think that like the left, as you're talking about them, have any sense of irony to begin with.
No, none.
Like,
I'm enjoying. It's it's unhealthy to enjoy quote unquote liberal tears, but like to see them having like freakouts on Twitter as if Twitter's real life, and as if like anything is happening other than like Musk is right now just sort of like loosening the reins a little bit, because oh no, now we can't attack people who tweet things that we don't like constantly anymore and get them thrown off Twitter. This obviously is not a very good platform, and we need to create this thing called what I can't remember, dinosaur or something.
I think it's Mastodon.
Which is like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Is it just Truth Social for the left?
It
Can
could
I
be.
admit something?
Sure.
I
Oh,
I
no.
have a Rumble account only because
What's Rumble?
the guy. I don't know. It's one of these like alt-right platforms.
When you were watching Newsmax, did they advertise it so you signed up for it?
No, it's only because my favorite curator.
Jeff was reading about it on a 4chan.
I
thread
shouldn't
and
even.
thought,
If you're not going to let me say why I'm there, I never
I'll let you
should've
say
said
it. I'll
why
let
I'm
you say
there because that's just a bad look to be there.
That's where they post
But-
the Chargers press conferences. I get it.
I wish I'd be on the types of platform I would go to if they actually did that. I would go. There's not a platform that I wouldn't go on. I don't care. I'd even lie about like my statuses in life if it got me onto that platform. I have a Rumble account because my favorite curator of classic Stern bits, that Howard Stern bits that I like, got kicked off of YouTube and went over to Rumble, and you can do anything and avoid copyrights, I guess, over there. So that's why I have a Rumble account, but it's incredibly alt-right. But that's the only thing I'm on over there. I promise.
that and Patriotic Pepe.
Who?
Don't you remember Patriotic Pepe? He was the guy, the account that tweeted at Trump every time Trump tweeted. It was like, good job, boss.
And then that other account got started, the Tim Andercust one that would always tweet that at you every time you tweeted.
Oh, it was terrible. Just terrible.
That was just.
But
you
I have
tweeting
no
about
issue.
it.
Like people, the demise of Twitter. Sure,
Twitter's not going anywhere.
Like, sure, Twitter is great. Like, I don't care if all these people want to cry and complain, as long as that's where Schefter and Rappaport and Woj drop his bombs, and that's where we engage in like the sports, and like I don't care. They can turn that thing into whatever they want. People can go to and claim they're going to these other platforms. I don't think the people that I have great positive Twitter experiences with are going anywhere. So I'll be there, ride or die.
I would say less than 1% of people will quit Twitter, if that.
Of course, Twitter's not going anywhere.
No,
but it's been
exactly
thoroughly enjoyable to see. Musk is one of the very few people in the culture who doesn't hew to completely conventional sort of leftist opinions. And so the fact that he's got his hands around one of the instruments of culture, Twitter, people on the left who aren't used to somebody who doesn't think all the same things they think, having some control over something in culture, they can't abide it.
But Twitter... Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, like Twitter's not that huge, but like they love it. And they've been able to use it effectively as well. So it's just as enjoyable to see somebody... Like, it's not like Elon Musk is some arch conservative. He isn't. But the fact that he's not a leftist is enough to send some people into a tizzy that he might have some control over some lever of culture.
99% of people use Twitter for the most like basic function.
Of
like
course.
if they think an earthquake just happened where they live, they just use it to search and can get some instant information.
Oh my God.
Like they're not on it all day. They're not cultivating a feed like a lot of us.
Yeah, they're not up at 4 a.m. in a posting war.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about you, but there are people that do that.
Okay, because I like to think at 4 a.m. I am sleeping.
No.
Like most of the people that follow me on there have done it over the past like 10 years because they wake up on Sunday morning and want to ask me one start-sit question for fantasy football. Like, and they have like the 5 people they follow, they ask them the question, and that's all they use Twitter for. And that's more indicative of the average person who uses it rather than, like you said, people are just terminally online. But people who are terminally online, I mean, I think it does polarize you whichever way that you want to lean to begin with. But like, people are just unhealthy at some point.
It's extraordinarily unhealthy.
I agree. And that's why, for me...
That's why you went to Rumble.
No.
Just imagining like an article, Jeff.
I agree.
Like, why am I wrong?
Also
Pat Mayo experience welcomes multiple alt-right guests. Show canceled. That's tomorrow's headline.
Sunday Night Live, including Rumble guest Geoff Fienberg.
Rumble Truth #1. It'll be Jeff. His new Twitter name will be Geoff Fienberg, American Flag.
I would have no issue paying for a premium service of Twitter.
No. We don't want that. Listen, if you want to pay the $8 per month to get verified, like what?
No, I don't care about verified.
But listen, I don't want people to have to pay to Twitter for a premium experience in order to use it, because part of the fun of Twitter, you're going to have the shitty parts where you have the bots and the fake news and people just propagating just the worst of the world, but it's also the way to interact with everyone. Like, don't make this a classist thing. Like, some people can't afford $8 a month. Some people don't want to spend $8 a month, but I still want to interact with those people and hear from those people at the same time.
Agreed. I just mean I would pay for like in the same way I pay for YouTube Premium. I don't know. It gets rid of ads. I like it more. I had it a bit, and now it's something that I don't cancel because I don't mind it and I like it, and I don't need to see these annoying promoted tweets either. Like, I don't know. I would have no issue paying into the system. That doesn't mean everyone else has to. And I'm certainly not paying for a check mark. I don't care to pay for a check mark. I couldn't just make a check mark appear by following a few steps or making a contact or two, probably like Pat could. But I have had people instruct me how to go about doing it. And the first step, I don't even want to go there. Like they're like, well, for starters,
You got to give your
should
like
take your
driver's
picture
license. Yeah, you got to get your driver's
and make it a
license or
real
something.
one.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
And I'm like, no, like I don't even care.
Yeah, and I
enough
think
to
maybe that's
change
what happened to me and why I didn't get verified. I think I was trying to go through the process, and like I wouldn't give up a driver's license photo or something, and maybe that's why I got declined.
No, I never even started the process. It was already like, yeah.
Or maybe I did. Yeah, maybe I
care.
declined my. I could have even declined myself. Maybe that's how it happened.
And it
I can't
wasn't
remember
even
why I
an
didn't.
it wasn't even an official process. It was just somebody who's like very in the wherewithal of this saying like, hey, listen, if you're interested in actually getting verified, because that could help you, these are the steps you should take. And I didn't even like care to go through with step one because it meant putting a real picture up. And I'm like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
People are gonna be so mad about this conversation. You watch.
Why is that?
At you two, not me. People love me.
I don't think so. I think the demographics of this show will be relatively sympathetic to what
They'll
we've
be
had to say.
mad that I'd be willing to pay $8, or they'd be mad that I don't hate Elon Musk. What will they be mad at?
I don't
all
know
of it.
this, but I would say the average leaning of the people who watch this show are right down the middle. There's a very centrist group of people that watch the show.
I would tend to agree, but you have to remember there are very few people who are actual centrists.
No, but I mean that means a predominance of the people who watch this are either center left or center right, and that means that they aren't going berserk because Elon Musk owns Twitter.
But I think the people that watch this show also use Twitter for the same reasons we all like Twitter, and that it's an amazing sports resource. And
Yes.
I don't, even if politics wants to go somewhere else, sports guy's not fantasy guy. We're not leaving Twitter. No chance in hell.
Yeah, like
And
I've toyed around with some of the other platforms and how to like communicate my information. And like, look,
What's Rumble like?
that I don't know, but like I've tried, like I've tested on Instagram and I've tested on TikTok a little bit, and just I don't find that. And people will say that the worst click-through rate that you're ever gonna get is on Twitter, but maybe it's just because that's where people follow me, and I've always been following me there for over a decade. That's where they know to get the information from me. I think that's the hardest part of all of this. If you're Schefter, if you're Woj, kind of thing, and there is a mass exodus, which I don't believe is gonna happen. Like, where do they go to? Would be my question.
I remember being forced on Twitter by my boss at the Score in like 2008, and I was forced on. I didn't want to do it. So I don't know. I'm not good at those questions because I don't like adapting to anything. In technology, I'm usually, like ahead of Tim, but I'm on the later adopter scale. So I wouldn't even know. I'm turned off by any change.
Does everyone just ironically go back to Facebook?
That would suck for me.
Yeah, it would not be fun. Although my great aunts would always see all the content that I would post. So that's it. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/thepme. I don't know who monitors that account, but someone posts all my stuff. So it's really nice to see.
We can't find your work on sports or gambling?
You used to be able to find my that's what I used to have to do when I first started. Would go into gambling on Twitter or on Facebook, in that group and just post in there. That's how I got my first following.
They banned you.
I mean, well, that's what you get for posting every single thing that you do. It worked, though.
But, like, do you guys believe the guy spent $44 billion in a troll?
Yes.
That's
yes,
the definition of having FU money, right?
That's so much more than FU money.
Yeah, it's a risk, but you know what? Musk is a genius when it comes to the markets, and I don't see him failing.
Is he more of a genius than Robert Saleh, as you proclaimed, who was also a genius on Sunday?
When it comes to what he's doing, Robert Saleh is a genius.
Do you also
he's a
think
master motivator, and he's a fantastic defensive coordinator.
Do you also think that Jimmy Witchard is a genius?
At Smash'ems.
All right.
What was your CUST Corner thing even anyway?
This? Twitter?
Yeah, I had to talk about it. It's been on my mind.
We just talked about it.
And I don't know what these bleeding
minutes.
hearts who actually benefit from Twitter. And I feel like, as Paul, I want to say, pointed out, like your Twitter is a source of people interacting with you and buying your products and hitting your link. Like, I don't know why these people are so uptight about $8 a month.
I don't think it's the $8 a month that they're uptight about. I think it is, and I feel like they've given out too many of these blue check marks anyway. I think the issue that people have is that random people are just going to be verified now. So, I mean, regardless of how you think
only we super elite should be allowed to be verified.
No, see, I highly disagree with that, because if I am going to, let's say, to try to get news on something, if random guy, Jeff, as you mentioned, logs onto Twitter to find out information about an earthquake, if I see that someone is talking about the earthquake that is like a reporter somewhere or at some news agency and they have the blue check mark, I am far more prone to believe that person about whatever information in the news is happening, rather than some random who could be just talking about whatever, and now that they're verified, now I have to go through an extra step to figure out if this is real or fake.
No, I agree. I don't like that, like, normal people can just get verified for paying the $8. And my interest in the $8 isn't even about the blue check mark. Because I could care less about that.
Like how long is it going to take? You know how people still, even though the blue check mark isn't there, get fucked over by like fake Adam Schefter accounts or Woj accounts with trades, and like they're not even looking for the blue check mark.
Yeah, that is a risk.
Imagine if you can verify yourself, change your name, tweet that out, and they're like, oh, how would they know?
Yeah, but Elon did come out, like, I believe it was like yesterday, and said that if you have that blue check mark, like, you lose it forever. If you impersonate, yeah, I know, but if you have an account with, say, like 45,000 followers, you're going to lose that account if you impersonate with a blue check mark.
Yeah, but why would you ever do it from your 45,000 person account? Why wouldn't you do it from your 10 person?
Because nobody will actually believe that
unless
they're a complete incel.
From 0 follower accounts.
No,
people are like him. They see headlines and they move on.
Lots of followers.
I think Paul's on to something. And plus, I mean, other people would say, just because someone from the New York Times reports it doesn't make it true.
No,
like they're in the business of people like the New York Times, the Washington Post, or wherever. Like maybe their reporters aren't always getting it right either. So like that doesn't mean that I need to take it as gospel just because it came from a verified source.
So what you're saying, and are you talking about like reporters or opinionists on this?
Everything. I'm saying there are people who are already, their default is a deep suspicion of what a mainstream journalist might report. So they would say to you, well, we already have no trust.
Yeah, they can say whatever they want. They're being kind of crazy about this. Of course, people are going to get things wrong. But if I want to know about, I guess the earthquake's a perfect example. Like, what's is KTLA the main news station in LA?
I think so.
Is that the one? I would probably want, like, if the chopper guy is out there and he's in the thing and I know that it's him and he's verified, well, if he's out in the air and he can see what's going on, I would tend to believe that guy, and I'd want to make sure that was him before just believing anything that's going on.
Well, it depends. What does he think penguins are real? But anyway, this is the way some people think, right? It's like
it sounds like the way that you think. Is this the way that you think?
No, it's not. But there is a default distrust amongst a lot of people of the media to begin with. So they don't see this idea of various people in the media losing or other people gaining the same stature as the people in the media who might be dishonest as any difference in reality to what we already have.
And I would push back on that. I don't think that that's true.
I think I would be on your side as well, but I'm just giving them giving that case up there.
You're giving like a conspiracy theory case.
Not quite a conspiracy case, but just that they're already biased in a particular direction, so there's already a suspicion. So I have like 3 topics that I wrote down here, and I can cover any of them because they're all annoying me. I'm very annoyed at this new, I don't know when this became a thing, but this new modern concept called dry shampoo, which is driving me crazy. I don't understand where minivans have gone because they're incredibly cool, and I don't know why they've gone away. And I also think it needs to be a law that every fast food place has to have clear and available garbage receptacles for me to put my garbage in as I drive through. What would you like to talk about?
Let's talk about dry shampoo, because I feel like we can bang that one out pretty quickly. Why are you using dry shampoo?
I'm not using it. I'm reading this stuff. I'm reading that this is a thing that people are using to avoid, I guess, having to bathe and getting in the tub. That if your hair feels greasy, you spray in or add in this quote-unquote dry shampoo, and it effectively cleans it or removes the oils. And that's just terrible. How about instead of spraying some chemical like this into your dry hair to clean it, how about, if you can, take a step in the tub and wash it? Unless you're on a camping trip or something where the nearest running water facility is miles and miles away, what are you using dry shampoo for?
Well,
like, I shampoo my hair at least once a day, usually more than that, in the shower, because I like to have clean hair, and it just gives me the willies that people are here spraying dry shampoo. Like, I don't know what hipster millennial trend this is, but like, it just really bothers me.
Jeff, do you want to answer this one for him, or should I answer it? Also, I just looked it up. Dry shampoo has been around since the 1940s, by the way. Do you want to?
I haven't heard of it till like 3 weeks ago.
But that's not shocking, and I can probably tell you why. But Jeff, do you want to tell him why?
I can't fake know what something is. I never used it. I would never use it. It's not something I'm familiar with at all, to be honest. Is it for people that are trying to survive outdoors and who can't bathe for 48 hours, Tim?
No, it's mainly for women with long hair. Do you know how long it fucking takes for, like, I suppose you could just be a man with very long hair and do it at the same time, but it's not for me. It's not for, Jeff is getting there with that coif on the go, but even you, Tim, like, you can go wash your hair, put some shampoo into it, dry it under the course of like 3 minutes. If you have a long, thick hair, you can't do that. It takes like over an hour to wash your hair.
If I had super long, thick hair like that, I'd want to wash it more often.
All you would do is spend all your time in the bathroom washing your hair and drying it.
I would, the idea of pouring like this spray chemical into my hair to quote unquote clean it, rather than clean it the old fashioned way with shampoo and conditioner and water, I can't imagine. Like, no, I can't, I'm sorry, I can't imagine such a thing.
The fact that
I bought my wife for her birthday some like $500 hair dryer because it actually is so good and makes that process so much faster.
There you go. I would rather stand there with the hair dryer and hair dry my hair after having shampooed.
It still takes forever.
Yeah,
I'm sure it does take time. I'm sure it does.
Like, when you say you think it takes time, how long do you think that it takes?
It probably takes like a half hour at least.
It would take you at least an hour and a half because you would take probably breaks and 5-minute intervals.
All right. That's very funny. Getting in the tub is not shoveling snow. I'm just saying this idea of like, oh, my hair needs to be washed, so I'll just spray this chemical and it'll wash it for me. Just like, no, get in the shower. If you're to the point where your hair needs to be shampooed, shampoo it and wash it. That's my position.
Do you reward yourself after, a good bathing?
I do not. A good bathing is a reward unto itself. I don't think
that's the reward for doing your dishes is taking a bath.
I don't know. Well, I'm not a bath person, but I don't know that there's a better feeling on the earth than stepping out of a shower and feeling completely clean. It might be the best feeling on earth, and why people don't want to have that feeling 2 times a day sometimes. I don't understand it.
I will say one of the best things to happen is realizing how amazing like a seat in the shower is.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Hold on. You guys have sex seats in the shower?
No. It's like no, you couldn't. I mean, you could, but no, it's just like I don't know what you would call it. And I would never really use it until I hurt my leg and I couldn't and I had to. And then you just sit there, I don't know, just
let the water run over on top of you.
Yeah.
Or you could just take a seat in the tub itself if that's your shower. If your shower is a tub just take a seat on the floor of the tub and let the shower run over you. Like, it's very relaxing.
And I wouldn't
want whoa. Say that again?
It's incredibly relaxing. You just take a seat on the floor of the tub like you're gonna have a bath, but have the shower head going instead, and just let that water like run over you while to start your shower. Like to like get yourself wet and moist so that you're prepared to put the layer of soap and shampoo, and just like spending a minute or two just seated on the floor of the tub, letting that hot water from the shower just flow. It feels so nice and so liberating.
Tim, you should actually buy some like showers you build them in now, but you should just buy like an old person's like stool or something.
I've been to like hotels where they have like the bench or whatever in the tub that you can just take a seat on. Well, it's like this is living, right? This is good living right here.
I like the way that you describe sitting in the bottom of the tub. That's what you do when you have hemorrhoids and you have to like fill up the bottom of the tub to soak your asshole in it so the hemorrhoids shrink down. And then you're stuck there with all the fucking shower coming down at you. It's a real tough scene. I don't think a lot of people do that for pleasure.
I just think it's a very relaxing thing to do.
Yeah,
You don't want. I wouldn't want Pizzola to know. You know, sometimes after a tough Charger game, I'll go stand in the shower as if I played. You know, wash it off. That was a joke.
Additionally, Tim, the dry shampoo doesn't clean your hair. No one is expecting it to clean your hair. It's for when
it's called shampoo. Then it's called shampoo. Isn't like why is it called that then?
It extracts the oil from your hair. It's no. Put it this way. Here's the same concept. It's the same concept of if you drop your phone into water and you're like, oh, although most phones are waterproof now, so let's backtrack like 10 years ago. And then you take your phone and you put it into a bag of rice and it extracts all of the moisture from the phone. That's essentially the same concept of dry shampoo. You put it on, like, if people had really long hair, for example, and they worked up a little bit of a sweat and your hair got a little bit wet or a little bit greasy when you were at the gym. If you had really long hair and you wanted to go work out for an hour, then you had somewhere to be, you don't have time to wash your hair because you would have no chance to be able to dry it when you went anywhere. So you spray the dry shampoo in it and then it makes it look like it's normal until you can wash your hair. It's a bridge for people with a lot of hair that it takes a lot of time to both wash and dry properly in order to get through the day because they have things to do.
That's the best argument for it.
That's the only argument for it. That's why it exists. No one's expecting you to go to the store to get dry shampoo.
This is what I was interpreting it as. That they're wanting like people like me and the average person who has short hair rather than long hair to use it so that they don't have to bother to bathe, I guess, their hair. Like, that's what I imagine was like some new age nonsense. This is how I was interpreting this.
So you had no clue what it was. You saw a name and you got triggered.
I was very upset about it. It still kind of bothers me. I guess I'm lucky that I don't have that super long hair because I would still have to be in the shower and I would just have to have my hair soaked because like I just could not have it not clean. I just couldn't.
Can't be unclean. You can't have your what is it? Your blind, what are they called? Curtains.
The curtains have to be exactly centered.
Ajar.
It's like in bed. The blankets have to be exactly centered on the bed. At least when I go to sleep, I can't have them askew. That drives me crazy.
Interesting stuff. So tell us about minivans.
They're so cool. Where did they go? Like, I understand a lot of people are getting SUVs, but SUVs aren't meant to just transport people in. SUV is a sports utility. You're supposed to actually use it for other things than just driving people. And to say, oh, well, people use it because they have kids, minivans are more convenient. The sliding door, for example. All kinds of reasons why the minivan is more convenient.
The only people I know who have minivans have 3 or more kids. That's it.
Like, the minivan looks cooler. Like a Dodge unless you're driving like a really nice SUV. So granted, if you're driving a
Bentley, like you suggested last time.
I was going to say like a Bentayga or an Atlas or the
I like that you've now put in order to suck up to me, you've put my car into it.
Oh no, your car is gorgeous. I've driven it several times. It's gorgeous. Like yours is a higher end SUV. It's not a Tiguan. It's a high end SUV.
Well, it's the same as a Tiguan. It's just bigger
and nicer. I've been in both. It's nicer. Like I get, but again, they're really not meant to just be people transporters. They're supposed to be a practical use for the SUV, right? Whereas minivans are about shuttling people, and they look cool. They're neat. I think a minivan is a much cooler conveyance than most SUVs are. I understand where they went. I don't understand why people like have shied away from them, and I'd like to see them come back. They're practical.
Did you think that PT Cruisers were cool?
I loved PT Cruisers. They were so cool. Particularly the ones that had the wooden steering wheels. Oh, man, that was so cool. So cool.
Why do you drive like the most boring-looking car on the planet, then?
Because I also like the brand of car that I drive. I'm also not... I really like it. I'm not out here saying it's a luxury vehicle. Don't get me wrong. It's not. It's practical for me and what I need and the things that I use automobiles for.
You could have a minivan. There's no reason why you couldn't have a minivan.
I don't need it.
But they're so cool. You should buy one.
They are cool, but they're not useful for me. Like there's also a practicality to the vehicle you buy. And the last point was that occurred to me today. It should be against the law not to have garbage cans available for people to throw their trash in as they go through drive-thrus. It's so convenient. If you can get a coffee or something, be able to roll down that window and just empty out everything you have in your console or in the back seat. I don't understand why more places don't implement it. You can have your different boxes for recycling and compost or whatever. Give me places to throw my trash.
So I can actually answer this one for you of why people might not want to do it, because this happened to me earlier today. I went and picked up this Americano that I picked up like 3 hours ago. It's freezing fucking cold, but still absolutely delicious. Keeping me going later in the day. But I went through the Starbucks drive-thru and they had each of the different, you had your recycling, you had your garbage, and the woman in front of me decided to, I don't know, clean out her entire car in the drive-thru in front of me. Yeah, and you know what? I had both my coffees and was ready to go and couldn't go. I was stuck behind her and had to blast the horn until she eventually fucked off. I was hoping I'd give her a fucking heart attack or something like that.
It's supposed to be behind, so they should be
it wasn't.
in the line.
Well, it wasn't.
Fair enough. That is a problem.
I was losing my fucking mind.
So that's bad positioning, and I would agree with you there. The garbage.
It's a drive-through. It's not a car wash.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a car wash.
How dirty is your fucking car all the time?
It's not dirty, but I have things from fast food places that I purchased or
So get out of your car, throw out your garbage, and go inside and get a Dasani.
No, I want to be able to use the drive-through, and I'm paying for the product so that I can throw all my Starbucks cups in the trash.
Yeah, but
what various wrappers.
Well, so you're throwing garbage from other places into their garbage? That doesn't seem like you're paying for that.
I do it for everywhere.
I don't think this is a real, like, I don't.
Are you kidding me? Oh no, this is a real thing. There's a Tim Hortons that I won't go to. That's a little closer to me than a Tim Hortons that's further away, because the Tim Hortons that's a little farther away has easy access garbage cans.
Well, I'm not surprised this is happening based on how we know you like to clean up at your guest houses. Your car is probably full of trash. I don't understand. Why does the trash spend the night in your car that before you go to Tim Hortons the next day, it's still in your car and you got to throw it out at Tim Hortons? Like, I don't understand.
I'm not carrying my trash into the house. Like,
there's not garbage in your parking lot,
yeah.
By the elevator.
I'm not bringing my garbage upstairs. I have a console. I keep the garbage in the console.
Do you park underground?
Yes, I do.
So where in the parking lot? I guarantee you there's a garbage.
But you need to have stuff in bags. I'm not going to be some person who throws loose stuff into a garbage.
Why not?
Thing. No. It needs to be in a garbage bag.
Why does it have to be in a garbage bag? What are you talking about?
It just does.
So do you put it? Do you put it into a garbage bag when you go through the drive-thru?
No.
What the fuck is the difference? It's a garbage can.
I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I think people will agree with me on this. You get very excited when you're going through, and it's funny. I noticed this today. After I unloaded a bunch of stuff, the person behind me rolled down their window and they unloaded a bunch of stuff. Like, people want that. It's convenient.
You know what? They should just have someone out there just collecting your garbage and throwing it out for you.
No. Look, again, you're being facetious.
Like at Chick-fil-A, because it's so busy, they literally have order takers. Like, you don't even order into a screen. You literally order to a human.
But look, I finish a DC. I can't throw it out because there's still ice in it. So I've got to let it sit there to the ice melts. So I'm not throwing ice into a garbage.
Why don't you just throw the ice out the window?
Doing that. I'm not. That's littering. I won't do that.
You think that throwing ice? Hold on. You think that throwing ice out your window is littering?
Yeah, that's littering. I won't do that.
You spent your entire fucking life flicking cigarette butts out your window, but ice is the deal breaker?
Ice is the deal. Well, first, I would never do that in the car. I usually put it in the ashtray and then throw them.
When animals pee outside, is that littering?
They're animals, Jeff. Look.
When it rains, is that littering?
All right, fine. You know what? Fine. I'm right about this. People like, when they go through fast food places, that there are big available garbage cans for you to put your trash in.
I don't think that anyone's denying that people like the convenience of having them. Most places do have them, don't they?
No, a lot of places, I'd say it's 50-50 at best.
Okay, then whatever.
And those of us who are in the know, make a point. Well, I care a great deal.
Well, it just sounds like you're a fucking slob.
A great deal.
Hold on a second.
Why don't you just
make fun of me for caring about not getting to see video of my coach's Monday press conferences?
Yes,
this is a lot weirder.
I think it's a different type of weird. I think it's maybe, but I mean, there's lots of people out there who have fast food stuff in their car, and they need to throw it out, and they're not going to tote it around to heaven knows where. If I go get gas is also great for that, because you can pile all that trash into the gas station garbage can. That's lovely. I feel the same way about
I don't understand. All I know from this is a lot of trash sleeps in your car.
Yeah. Why do you got so
in the
much trash?
console. Because, like, if you're getting something on the go and where are the wrappers going? Back into the bag they all came in. You just have the bags in the center console, and then when you go to a place that has a garbage can-
why is the fast food place like the only place you want to throw out like your garbage? Like you can't throw. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm honestly really
and the
confused
way
about
that
this.
you've just described it, you said you didn't want to throw loose garbage into a garbage can, but you just described it there. It isn't loose garbage. It's
those
already
little
in it.
garbage cans
It's already in a
those
bag.
little garbage cans are designed for that.
Why don't you just have a garbage
You're
can in
throwing
your
them into a
car
bag.
like I do?
No, I don't. I mean, I understand it, but I don't want to do that. I want to throw my garbage out at places that have garbage things.
Why don't you just step out of your car for a second, stop being a lazy bastard, and throw it in the garbage at the fast food restaurant that you're already at?
Well, no, I will go out of my way to drive to a place that I know has a garbage.
Why don't you
Why?
just give it to the lady when she hands
They
you
won't
your
take
food?
it. They won't take it.
So you know this from experience, do you?
Experience. Yeah.
You
I
asked
have
you
said-
asked the drive-through window
Oh,
person
yeah.
to take
I
your
have in the
garbage.
past, like if I have an old Tim Hortons cup in the cup holder and I'm getting a new Tim Hortons, I said, "Do you have a garbage you could?" And I've been told flatly, "No, sir, we don't."
And then
do
they
that."
spat in your food for even
No.
asking.
I
that.
asked politely.
Do you think that's why he has a? Do you think that's why he has a preference of like one McDonald's over another? Because so many of the places do recognize him and just spit in his food out of reaction when they see him coming, that they just taste different.
I think Tim
I
is
mean, that happened last year where the lady
gracious.
said, "See you tomorrow" when I was doing my Monopoly last year.
I think Tim is a very like polite customer.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but
I don't burn my bridges because I need these places.
Yeah, but you can be as polite as you want to waiters or fast food workers, servers in general. If you're still asking just ridiculous things, it doesn't make a difference if you're an asshole or you're polite about it.
It's not impolite to say, "Do you have a garbage back there? Can you take this cup?" It's from their establishment.
Yeah.
Why would it
be from their establishment? You just bought it.
Well, no, it's probably
Tim, when
no,
you're
it
on
would
an
be an old one.
airplane, before they come around to collect the garbage, do you stop the stewardess to take your garbage?
Yes. I don't want it in front of me.
But I don't think she does she?
Yeah, they'll take it. I don't want it in front of me. I feel uncomfortable with it. But like, for example, you get a donut in the drive-thru. Let's just say you get a donut. You take the donut right out of the pack, and then you hand them the empty thing that they just gave you. They won't take it back. They won't throw it in their garbage.
Yeah, that shouldn't fucking surprise you.
So it goes in the console until the next time I go through, and there's an empty garbage can, and then I can deposit it in the trash.
Or when you exit your car, you can just take it out and put it in the trash. And
Yeah, that's
you
what I was
just
gonna say.
drive
It's
around
like
with the
you're
trash in
driving-
your
Personal
car.
garbage.
You're
my
making
personal
it
garbage.
sound like you just drive from fast food place to fast food place, as opposed to all the other places you stop and can just take the garbage out of your car.
Which I have done in the past too, like if I'm going to the grocery store or something. But I got to carry it, and it's just this way. I'm in my
You have
car.
to carry an empty cup or an empty
sometimes
water
it's
bottle,
more than that. And this
or
way,
like a receipt.
you have to balance. Like I got my phone and my keys and everything else. Like this way, I'm in my car. I don't have to get up, and I can just roll down the window and throw things into the receptacle. What a novel idea! It's about, you guys are always about convenience at all costs, and here I am recommending convenience, and I'm being scoffed at.
No,
Well,
you're
this
just like
doesn't.
demanding it's
But
mandatory.
this doesn't
It's
sound
it's
convenient though, because you have to go to a specific spot in order to throw out your garbage.
Well, no, all of us. My point was that every one of these drive-throughs should have to have these.
It's essentially as awkward as your like elevator attendant thing. Like,
There should be operators.
You could
That'd be great.
Hey,
I don't want to have to push the button.
You can move to New Jersey, and they still have you have to have someone pump your gas for you, which
You know how I feel about that too.
which is
I don't.
ludicrous.
I hate,
Imagine being
I
so
hate
inept you
pumping my own
can't.
gas.
Imagine being so inept you can't pump your own gas.
well, I obviously can. I just don't wish to. It's dirty. Gets my hands all filthy. I have to wash. My
Why?
hands.
Why is gas getting on your hands?
Because it's on the handle, no doubt. People have touched it, and you don't know who's touched.
Why
those
would
handles.
gas be on the
You gotta wash
handle? Do you think they're just
Because
going
it drips off the nozzle.
Why
Can
is
I
it
tell you a
why is it dripping onto the handle? How are you trying to pump your gas? Maybe you
It
do
always
need the
drips out of the
attendant.
nozzle every single time.
Yeah, not onto the handle or onto you.
If you're holding it up and down straight, it does.
Why would you hold it like that?
Because you hold it like that so you can put it back into the little receptacle.
You let it drip out, the 2 drips, and then you put it back in. Do you
No,
not?
I don't want to.
You've been pumping gas for
afraid of drip.
You've been pumping gas for fucking
very
20
afraid.
years. This hasn't occurred to you?
Yeah, you
No,
gotta give it a little shake, like
Yeah.
your penis, before you pull it out.
I don't do that. I just pull it out when the time is over.
What, your penis or the gas?
I'm talking about the gasoline nozzle.
You don't give it a...
Don't be filthy.
Well, it's not filthy. It's the same concept. You give it a fucking shake to make sure there's no drip, and then you're good to go.
I don't think that nozzles work that way in the same sense.
I'm telling you it does. Jeff, are you saying this as well? Yes. Paul, you've owned a car. Do you get gas all over your hands because you're holding it like this?
Never been. There's a lot of things. This entire segment is just like never been a concern for me whatsoever.
Well, these are the things that are bothering me this week.
Well,
can I?
Oh, go ahead.
We wrap. No, I want to ask Tim if we could extend this with one thing that he was a little reluctant to do on Sunday, and he kind of got out of it by, saying he didn't have his phone with him, but I'm sure his phone's with him. Can we just get one random? Can you read us one random tweet in your drafts?
All right, fine. Hold on.
Because that tweet you drafted for the Packers beating the Eagles in a month is dead.
I haven't deleted that either.
What did that one say?
It was just cash one, best bets, Packers, hashtag Eagles, hashtag winning.
Hashtag winning. The use of hashtags pretty retro to begin with. We're going full sheen on this?
All right. Here we go. It's drafted for when we win the Super Bowl.
Don't even pick. Don't look
for
too
what?
close.
Jeff, did you hear him? Did you hear what he said? This is drafted for when we win the Super Bowl. So let's hear it.
My whole life, people have been doubting whether we could finally win the big game. I don't have any more words. Tears fill my eyes. Finally, my time. I can die in peace. Hashtag Jets Super Bowl.
So you already know you'll be crying.
Oh yeah, if they win the Super Bowl or lose the Super Bowl, it'll be tears.
Wouldn't that be so much better to craft like when you win the Super Bowl?
No, I want to have time to get it just right. It'll be like the tweet that I'll pin for maybe the rest of my life when I pin it. So I want to get it just right.
Well, that's going to be tough when the Jets win the Super Bowl this year, but you curse Twitter and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, well, too bad. It's going away, right, Jeff? It's going away tomorrow.
No, you don't say that.
There you go. There you go. You wanted one of my drafts. I got one for all the playoff rounds. I got one. I don't know, whatever.
Well, on Sunday you said there were only 2 tweets in the drafts, and now
that was a lie. That's why. That was a lie because I told you that I had all
Pat
these tweets.
Wanted to pick like a random.
No. The reason is because I hate taking that earphone out of my ear, getting up, moving, getting back into the seat, readjusting myself, getting the earpiece in. I'm terrible at that. And if I told you I had these tweets in there, you'd badger me into getting the phone, which is on the other side of the room, which I would have done, and then I wouldn't have been able to get the earpiece in right, and it would have been a disaster. So for production reasons, I felt that I couldn't do that. But no, I have like 20 saved tweets. I have one for every game we're supposed to play.
That's a lie. It's at least 50.
Outside of the Jets, what else do you have drafts for?
Because I like the idea of Pat just picking a random number between 1 and 50, and you just randomly.
Right now, it's just Jet stuff.
You say that, but you lied to us on Sunday, so I don't believe you.
Well, fair enough. Okay, I can understand why you would say that.
Did you have did you have any red wave tweets in your draft, or when that was definitely going to happen?
I had a couple. That didn't come to pass. Those are gone now, though. I've deleted those.
The people need access to these, so we know what's not going to happen in the future.
That's true.
I lied, Paul. I do have one non-Jets one here.
What is it?
I got it lined up for
December.
It's for December 21st. Darkest day of the year. Some say it's the year that brightens me up the most. Hashtag winter solstice. That's what I have written here.
Tim's going to be sitting around winter solstice, the bottom of his tub, just soaking everything in, having just a nice seat, getting moist, as he said. Sounds like a fun time.
Anyway, I have tweets ready for every one of the games for the rest of the year.
Good and bad, or just good?
Oh, just good. I don't allow myself to go down those dark roads.
No, of course you would never do that.
Mayo experience! Experience!